Bam.
Oh, hey, it's
Campaign.
me.
Lost. Yes. Save. Okay. Overlay settings. Left both. There we go. Perfect. And back to the thingy. 2 minutes before 11. Look at that. We're early.
What?
Hey!
Well, that can't be right.
Oh, look at that. Looks so good. Yes. Sorry.
No, it looks great.
So much work on that fudging D&D Beyond tab on the left. You have no idea how much effort that was to get that stupid thing in place. All right. Feeling good.
But it's so pretty.
Ah,
really nice.
there be us. All right, look at us. We're doing things. All right, I'm just gonna double check. Things real quick and just make sure that they are. Yep. Hot damn, it's working.
Sweet.
Okay. Now I just got to tweet about us. That's a thing. That's a thing. I got to tweet about us. There we go. Everybody smile.
Half of us are trying.
I know. No, you're fine. I just took a quick screenshot for the tweeters. It's fine.
You can't see me now, but I'm smiling.
I appreciate
Enjoying
it.
everybody's company right now.
It's great. All right.
At least Rhea's smiling.
I do love, though, the integration that Twitch has with D&D Beyond. It's super cool.
Let's go. All right. And where are you? There you are. Haha. That actually looks pretty good. Oh, love it. All right. And tweeted. Let's go.
The tweets have been tweeted.
The tweets have been tweeted.
The
The things are
retweet.
there. Hi, everybody.
Wow, I'm blurry.
What do you mean you're blurry?
You're not
Oh,
blurry.
in
Oh,
the
the picture.
image?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're fine. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It's my first time ever DMing D&D and my third time ever playing.
And for some reason, he picked us as players.
I know,
Why?
I
I
took
don't
random
know.
volunteers.
This ought to be fun.
The first 6 people to show up in his channel.
Listen. I trust most of you, okay?
We should.
That was a mistake.
Why?
First
Why?
mistake ever. So everybody in chat, I hope you guys are doing well. I know I'm starting later than I normally start by about an hour or so. That being said, there's been a lot of prep that has gone into this. I know that you guys really enjoyed the Only in Bell's Hell one shot that we were doing where CJ was DMing, and we had a lot of fun doing that. So that has kind of inspired a lot of what I wanted to do in terms of taking over as Dungeon Master and running my own campaign. And I think this is just going to be a hell of a lot of fun. So we are going to be running the Lost Mines of Phandelver, which is a module that you actually get from the Essentials Kit, I think. Yes, the Essentials Kit or the Starter Set, one of those two. But it's a full campaign that is pretty damn awesome, if I do say so myself. So we will be doing this on Saturday nights. hopefully subsequent playthroughs and things or episodes and streams will be closer to on time. That being said, I have a puppy and I need to put puppy on camera.
He has
So
a
I can see
puppy
puppy.
and excuses.
Lots of them. I'm a dungeon master. That's how we live. Don't know if that's true, but that's what I'm saying, and I'm sticking to it. So, why don't you guys go around real quick and introduce yourselves? So let's just go in the little modules around me here. So, Cataract, we'll start with you.
No, put me on the spot here.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, my name's
just
Cataract.
you as a person, not as your character.
Oh, okay. My name's Cataract. I stream on Mixer and I mod for Night Tide sometimes. And I'm excited to play.
How long have you played tabletop RPGs or D&D? Like, what's your experience level?
Oh, I've been playing since 3.5, probably about 16, 17 years now.
A while.
Something like that.
Nice.
This is only my second 5th edition game, so.
Ooh. Yeah, so that was one thing I noticed, as you guys will hear as we go around the room here. A lot of people haven't actually played 5th edition, which is interesting to me. Mr. Leif, what about you?
Hello, I am Gage, playing Life. I'm a mod for Night, and my experiences with D&D is played 1 or 2 times that went pretty poorly in the past. I'm kind of now on this journey with Night as we're like getting into D&D and all that world. So it's gonna be fun.
We started
keeping
off
up-
with point buys, so we already took care of one of the main things that could have sucked for you.
My horrible luck, which is honestly last time we played, I didn't have that bad of luck.
Yeah.
So
Well-
hopefully that continues.
We'll see if we can change that this week.
Let's not. That's my life. Let's keep D&D lucky.
How about you, Corrupt?
Yeah, Mr. Corrupt.
I'm just a random from the community that's looking forward to try their first official D&D game. I've done a lot of homebrew dumb stuff with friends, but nothing this serious. So looking forward to it.
Sweet. Mr. Faded.
I'm Mr. Faded. I'm playing Ashin, and I have been playing tabletops since like 99 or 2000. The bulk of my experience is in VTM, but I have played a little D&D, last being at 3.5.
Okay. Yo, Sean, thank you so much for the 4-month resub. I'm just a troll in chat, also Sagittarius. Nice. Do you like long walks on the beach? Because I do. What's up, Sean? We're just getting started. Oh, very nice.
All right.
Very nice. We're getting very personal right off the bat.
You can
Pitching or catching? Don't answer that. I don't want to know.
I mean, the answer could be both. He didn't
yeah.
specify.
Hey,
Hi, Zay.
hit me up later, Shanzi. I like to cuddle after.
I like to
Hope that's
cuddle
okay.
after. Fantastic. So,
As long as it's warm.
we will introduce Kaz eventually. Yes, Kaz, go for it.
Hi, I'm Cosbane. I will be playing Asteria. I've played tabletops for a long goddamn time. I've played off and on since 2nd edition, and then 3.5. This is my first 5th edition game.
Did they just skip 4th edition? Is that like not a thing?
Oh, I played a lot of 4th edition.
Everybody's like, I
for my
started at
group-
3.5 and then it's my first time playing 5th. I'm like, what is 4 to suck or something?
My group, we didn't really like it, so instead of 4th, we played Pathfinder for a while.
Ah.
Pathfinder's also pretty good.
Was
He
that
did-
also like the Rise
was-
of Pathfinder?
I was playing
4th edition?
VTM during that time.
Pathfinder is sometimes called 3.75 because it was a lot like 3.5 with some improvements in some people's minds.
Neat.
But-
Very neat. All right. That being said, I don't think I can stall any longer, and these butterflies in my stomach aren't going to go away until I start talking about the game. So, I'm going to go ahead and just, again, point of order. I'm not going to be really looking at chat. If anybody else is, I love your faces. If you guys want to talk amongst yourself, do the things. But I won't be able to actually pay attention because I'm going to be juggling a ton of stuff tonight. So, that being said, is everybody ready? I'm not having you introduce your characters, by the way, because you'll have a chance to introduce yourselves to each other during the game in character, so I figured that'll be more fun to do anyway. Fair enough?
Sounds good.
Yep.
Sounds
Okay. I have to start talking now as the Dungeon Master. It's great. All right, here we go. In the city of Neverwinter, a dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker asks you to bring a wagon load of provisions to the rough and tumble settlement of Phandalin. A couple of days' travel southeast of the city, Gundren was very clearly excited and more than a little secretive about his reasons for the trip, saying only that he and his brothers found something big, and that he'd pay you 10 gold pieces each for escorting his supplies safely to Barthen's Provisions, a trading post in Phandalin. He then set out ahead of you on horse, along with a warrior escort named Sildar Hallwinter, claiming he needed to arrive early to take care of business. You've spent the last few days following the high road south from Neverwinter, and you've just recently veered east along the Triboar Trail. You've encountered no trouble so far, but this territory can be dangerous. Bandits and outlaws have been known to lurk along the trail. So, players, how is it that you came to know Gundren? Bamir, we'll start with you.
I put it up thing like saying he was looking for people in the tavern that I was playing at, and I applied to be a member of the group since I'm pretty good with a crossbow and better with a lute. So, and some reason he let me come along, even though I'm relatively unreliable and extremely handsome and would take away all his women.
Wow. So now we know why he left a couple days ahead.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so next, I'm just going to let you guys go. So who, you are basically escorting down this trail a wagon full of provisions. You have oxen that are drawing the cart. Who would like to be driving the cart? No one needs a special proficiency or anything like that.
I would love to drive the cart because I don't want to get my feet dirty.
All right, so Bamir volunteered to drive the cart. Who is where around the cart at this point?
Like to be like front, left, just
Okay.
walking beside it.
So you're towards the front. Gotaruk is walking towards the front.
And I am in the back right behind Goldaruk.
Okay.
I'd like to be like maybe 10 feet or so in front of the cart.
Okay. So you're scouting out ahead of the front?
Yep.
And Asteria, where are you? You can be in the cart as well, by the way.
She's going to be in the cart.
All right. So you're in the back with the provisions. So as you're walking, you know, who would be the first to make some conversation?
Oh, definitely me. I see our wonderful orc friend in front of us and immediately start a conversation. Godarek, what brings you here today?
Here to make money. Why are you talking to me?
Fair enough. Immediately look into a cart and see the wonderful druid in there, and it's just like, and what about you?
I'm here with Osen, like I always am.
Lovely. This is fantastic conversation.
You're welcome.
Puny grass lady doesn't want to get her feet dirty.
Kind of ironic, though.
I can't blame her.
I don't talk.
All
This
right.
is a rousing group that we've seemed to have acquired for ourselves.
I'm sure by the end of it we will be the best of friends, or at least not kill each other. One or the other.
I turn and I look at Godaruk and I say, he's still talking?
I don't know why.
Is there something else that we should be doing while we're driving down this monotonous road?
I'm trying to
forward.
concentrate on our surroundings. Do I see anything in front of us?
No, the trail is clear as far as you can tell, and you don't perceive anything. Or perceive any danger.
Well, you keep watching that horizon.
Play us a song, Bard.
I usually charge for that privilege, but since we're going to be traveling for quite a while, I suppose, he starts playing a song on his lute.
Lovely. All right, well, you guys are a chatty bunch, and as you continue to be testy with each other, you make your way down the Triboar Trail for about half a day, and as you come to a bend, you spot 2 dead horses sprawled out about 50, 60 feet away from you, blocking the path. Each has several black feathered arrows sticking out from it, and the woods have seemed to kind of press in here, whereas the trail was fairly wide, as it's a fairly well-traveled road the past few years, as the town of Phandalin has kind of come to fruition again. It is really dense. There's thickets on either side of you. It's very lush green. It's kind of spring, early summertime. There's, kind of almost like the air seems still here as well. What do you do?
I'd like to halt the cart, ask the cart to halt, and then maybe take a closer look at the arrows.
Okay. So as
I will
you
join him so he doesn't die.
I'll stop the cart.
So as the cart comes to a slow stop and the oxen kind of relax their muscles as they have been pulling you for quite some time, Ashin and Godaruk make their way towards the horses. As you get to the horses, you can see clearly that the horses were, death from arrows. You can see that the saddlebags are flapped open and seem to be empty, and the only other thing around the ground you can see is a leather map case that also seems to be kind of strewn and open. Just as you seem to collect all this information, though, 2 goblins spring out of one of the thickets and rush you and Godaruk, and they slash you each for 5 damage. 2 other goblins, which you cannot see, fire down arrows upon your position, but they miss you into the ground next to you. Roll for initiative. Dun, dun, dun,
Hey.
dun.
It's happening!
It's happening!
I rolled an 18.
I am an 11.
I rolled 11 as well.
19.
Sorry, who rolled 19? Leif?
No, I rolled 18. Faded rolled 19.
I rolled
Shh.
16.
Knighted, Styria 16, and then Bamir, go to you guys both 11s?
11.
Okay.
Yep. And I have an initiative of +3.
Beautiful. All right, so this goblet ambush has happened, but luckily they have expended a lot of their turns. Ashin, you are up. What do? You have 2 goblins that are within 5 feet of you as you stand next to Godaruk.
I'd like to draw both of my short swords.
Okay.
Are they both like directly in front of me, or like right or left?
One is directly in front of you. We'll say Godaruk is to the left of you, and one is directly in front of him.
Okay, I would like to swing both of my swords. Like, I'd like to attack the one that's directly in front of me.
Okay.
And swing both of my swords at him.
Okay. Roll to hit.
9.
You take a giant swing with your swords, and unfortunately the goblin is ready for you, as he has been anticipating this combat for the better part of the day, and he dodges, and you miss.
That was for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
15 for the second.
That'll hit.
For 6 points of damage.
Luckily for you, he didn't see that second sword coming, and you cleaved him right into the shoulder. And he is quite bloodied at this point, looking very, very hurt. Would you like to move, or you want to stay there?
I would like to... back up, like, maybe 10 feet.
You're going to draw an attack of opportunity.
Ooh. I'll stand my ground. I'll stand
All right,
where I'm
so
at.
you
Yeah,
stand
that's a
your
good idea.
ground. Next up is Leif.
So there are the two goblins over by Ashin and Gotruk, and then we had the arrows come in. Can we see them?
They are currently... what's your perception?
Passive is 12.
So I'll say yes, you can see them. They are off on the north or the eastern side of the path, and you can see both of them. They are in half cover.
And how far away?
They are about 45 feet away from you.
Alright. So I glance over at the archers to our right and on the eastern side, and then I look forward at the one in front of Gotruk, and I cast Frostbite.
Okay, read Frostbite off for me.
You cause numbing frost to form on one creature that you can see within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 1d6 cold damage, and it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack for what makes before the end of the next turn.
All right.
And the Constitution saving throw is 14.
Okay. He does not make that throw. So which one were you targeting? Were you targeting Archer, or were you targeting the one in front of Godorok?
The one in front of Gotruk.
Okay. And so is he just frozen? Does he take any damage?
He takes a 1d6, and that is 2.
2. Hey. 2 damage. He is looking mighty frozen as you cast your frostbite upon him. He visibly has shards of ice that materialize around his body, and he seems pained by this.
I use the remainder of that to immediately hop into the cart with our druid friend for cover.
Fair enough. Next is Asteria.
Asteria is going to hop out of the cart.
Okay.
And she's going to go up and attack the goblin that was just attacking Ashin
Okay.
with her scimitar.
All right. Roll to hit.
Well,
Wait, so they are... I don't know if you're in range.
am I in range?
Because the
How far
cart
away
was
are they?
about 45 feet away. And they were ahead about 10 feet or so. You're just out of range to attack with
Well,
melee.
I will stop at my movement.
Okay.
Uh,
So you'd be roughly 15 feet away.
and I will just take my movement, and that's it.
Okay. Bamir, our bard, what do you do?
Okay, I will point at the goblin that is assailing our good friend Oysen. Point at him and say, "You craven, dismal, dreaming death token, stop attacking my friend!" and require him to make a wisdom save, please,
Okay.
as I cast Vicious Mockery.
He has not wisdom. I normally won't share rolls. It was a natural 1 with a -1 modifier to wisdom. He could not be any less wise than he is currently.
And he takes a whole point of damage. Not a half, but a whole point.
A whole point of damage.
And has disadvantage on his next attack.
Well, he is not going to get a chance to make a next attack because as you cast your insults upon this poor goblin and he hears them, his dismay and bloodied form just are impacted by the overcome just with the pain of your words, and he literally just falls down dead. Well done, sir. Any other actions, or are you good?
First blood. Oh, he's going to hide behind the cart.
Wonderful. Godoruk, will you finally come to you, sir?
So we have 2 archers, correct?
There are 2 archers, and there's a goblin that is directly in front of you that has just
Oh, there's
slashed you
another
in the
goblin.
chest for 5
Okay.
damage.
Yes. I'm just trying to hit him with my great axe, since he's right in front of me.
Wonderful. Roll to hit.
7.
Your great axe is a little heavy and you're caught off guard, and you slip with your back foot and just happen to miss this goblin.
That's great. I'm gonna stay where I am. Just be ready.
All right. Next up is our goblin friend that is right in front of you. He looks down and sees that his friend has now perished from your heckling and is very disturbed by this. But as he has 2 adventures in front of him, he is going to choose to take his action to disengage and start to run away northeast. And he's going to use all of his movement, which is 30 feet.
I'd like to make an opportunity attack.
He used disengage, so you cannot make an opportunity attack.
Okay.
Next up are our goblin friends that are the archers. And they are going to target not the cart, because you all are in wonderful cover. They're going to target each independently Godoruk and Ashin. And only one of them is going to hit, and it's going to hit Godoruk. Oh, actually, no. Godoruk, what's your AC?
15.
Are you holding your shield?
I am not at the moment.
So your
I have my great
AC
axe.
is 13. So that does
That is
hit.
true.
So as one arrow sails and hits the feet right in front of where Ashin is standing, the other goblin does manage to get a hit on Godoruk, and that will be for another 5 damage.
Ow.
That arrow sails through the air and catches you right in the shoulder, the same one holding the great axe, and it falls to the ground as you feel the impact of that arrow take you right in the side. Ugh! And now we are back at Ashin.
How far away did the guy get away from me?
30 feet.
30 feet.
Literally 30 feet.
So he's 30 feet away from me?
Correct.
And in relation to the 2 archers, how close is he to them?
He is running towards them, but keeping a good berth. He is running kind of in an off direction, just northeast, where they are more directly east of you. So he's probably a good, 20 feet to the left of them.
Don't let him escape.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide if I want to run him down or if I want to put my short swords away and shoot him.
You probably want to run him down. If you wanted to pull your put your short swords away and pull out a bow, you'd have to drop them. So.
Okay. So yeah, I'll run after him and run him down. I have 35 feet of movement, so
Okay.
I can catch him.
So you catch up to him, and what do you want to do?
Swing at him with both of my short swords.
Okay, roll to hit.
The first is 11.
Okay. That will miss.
And the second is 22.
That will definitely hit.
For 7 points of damage.
Are you going to kill, or are you going to incapacitate?
Kill.
Okay. So as you see this goblin run away, keep in mind he is our icy friend, the frost still visible on his skin. You catch up to him because he just doesn't have the foot speed to outrun you, and you take your short sword and drive it straight into his back, out his chest, and drop to the floor dead.
Save some blood for me.
Good,
Are
you're
there-
looking pretty bad, bud.
Are there am I near like any trees?
You used, I guess, 30 feet. No.
30 feet?
He would have been in the path. You'd kind of be maybe in the thickets. If you want to say you could use the remainder of your actions to go prone, which would make you harder to hit because you're still far enough away from the other goblins.
I was wondering if there's like a tree or something I could take cover behind.
It's still more in like the bushes, thickets. There's not a tree near you.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go prone.
Okay. And you go prone. That is your turn. Leif, you are up.
I get up and peek over the edge of the cart and still see the archers there. I cast Frostbite on the rightmost one.
Okay.
Once again, it's just a Constitution save of 14.
And they do not make it.
Alright, they take 6 damage.
All right. So similar to the first goblin that you hit with that spell, this goblin seems to have ice crystals just formulate on its skin. But unlike the first one, it seems almost just completely compacted and crystallized, like it's literally turning to ice from inside out, and it is just barely alive.
And I just basically peek back down behind the cart for cover again. From the
And you
arrows.
take cover again. Asteria, you're up.
How far away is Gataruk
He
from where I stopped?
From where you stopped, 15 feet.
15 feet? Alright. She is going to move up to Gataruk and cast Cure Wounds. since
Wonderful.
He looks worse.
He's looking pretty rough.
Yeah. And she is going to heal him for 8.
Nice.
Take it.
So as you rush up to Godoruk, you put your hands upon his back, and he barely even knows you're there because he's in such bad shape at this point. And the magic flows from your hands into his body, and you can see the majority of his wounds start to close up as you heal most of the damage done to his body.
Puny grass lady is actually good for something.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn, Asteria?
No.
Okay. Bamir the Bard, we're back to you.
Aha! The game is afoot. He will point his finger again, this time at the mostly frozen goblin archer, and say, "You cursed, dead-bolted miscreant! Why didn't that kill you?" And will also force him to make a wisdom save.
While he is wiser than his friend, he is still not wise enough to know what to do with those words, and it literally seems to have just sucked the remaining flesh from his body as the ice cracks and he shatters into a bunch of pieces, and he is dead.
Wither under the assault of my words, you fiendish curs.
Well played.
And then he hides behind the cardigan.
Brave Sir Bamir. Gotrek, you've just been healed for 8 points. And there is one goblin remaining.
And where is this goblin?
This goblin is around 30 feet away from you, up in the thickets.
Up in the thickets. I've already dropped my great axe, correct? Because I got hit in the arm.
No, you're still holding it. You just got
Okay, I
hit
still
and it
have
just
it.
fell.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I would like to drop my great axe to grab my javelin and attempt to throw and hit thicket hiding goblin.
Roll to hit.
That is +5 to hit. 19.
You most certainly do hit him.
5 damage. +3. 8, actually. 8 damage.
All right. Are you going for a lethal throw, or are you going for a non-lethal throw?
Non-lethal. I just want to pin him to the spot.
All right. So, you eye up this last goblin, and as he sees his friend disintegrate next to him and his other friend get run down, his joy that has been all over his little goblin bastard face in the heat of the fact that they were able to catch you by surprise has now turned to terror. And as he goes to run away from you and turns, you take aim with your javelin and throw it with ridiculous force. And it catches him through the back of the shoulder, through the front of the shoulder, and pins him to a tree next to him. He is stuck there, incapacitated, and the encounter is finished. Well
I get that one's ears.
done. Team, you have survived your first encounter. You have pinned
Hey!
a goblin. He is basically sitting there almost lifelessly limp against this tree. What do you do?
Is he conscious?
We're going to go and say he's unconscious at this point. Very unconscious due to blood loss and things.
Can I slap him awake?
Well, I speak Goblin, so I would like the opportunity to interrogate him.
You guys have him pinned to a tree. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you.
I will allow you to speak to him.
Whoa!
You keep what you kill. Okay, I like it. So, Ashin, you go over to the tree where the goblin is pinned, and you free the javelin and do.
I would like to bind him to the tree with rope.
Okay. So as his body limply falls into your arms, you brace him against the base of the tree and use the rope that you have to bind him to the tree. He is still unconscious, and Gotrek, you are able to retrieve your javelin.
Okay. Can I slap the goblin in the face to try to wake him up?
Absolutely. So as you slap the goblin, he comes to enough to go, "It's so bad. Stop
back to tree. What you want?
I ask him what he's doing here in goblin speak.
Piss off, elf.
I like this one. Can I attempt to intimidate him?
You most certainly can.
Please do.
What's your strength modifier?
+3.
Okay. He's pretty pissed off and wounded right now, but I'll let you use your strength modifier since you're a barbarian half orc, pretty intimidating looking person, to go over and try and intimidate him. Give me an intimidation check using strength.
17.
And you walk over to this goblin who you just threw a javelin to, tied to a tree. And you get up in his face. And you mean mug him. And what do you say?
I point to who can speak Goblin?
Me,
And I can.
Ashin. I'm right next to you.
And you just repeat everything that you just said and make sure you get as much information out of them as you can.
Okay. I speak the language just like a goblin would, so you just need to tell me what to say and I'll say it to him.
I'll leave that up to you. I'm not that smart.
He's there as the muscle. That's how you.
Yeah,
That's how
I
he
just
makes
made
his
him talk.
intimidation
So
check.
You just mean mug him really good, and I'm going to ask him what his business
Good
is
cop,
on
bad
this
cop.
road and why they attacked us.
So the goblin, seeing Godoruk come over and realizing he was the one that threw the javelin, pinning him to the tree initially and rendering him unconscious, feels a sense of fear and realizes that he is no longer in a place to negotiate if he wants to maintain his existence. And he goes,
Okay. What? What do you want to know?
Why are you on this road?
Ambush. Loot.
Why?
What mean why ambush and loot? Okay, don't hurt me, We're here because Clark commands us. We are here because we have hideout and we've been told to come and loot and stop people from coming on this road.
Bamir will lean back to Leif and say, "Do you have any idea what they're saying?"
Actually, indeed, I do. So the goblin here has some boss. I think his name was Clark, and he's looking to loot an ambush.
Well, yeah, that's why they're here, right?
Exactly. That's pretty obvious. But I guess
So-
they have a hideout.
Oh, well, ask him where the hideout is.
Where's the hideout?
Hideout? You want to go to hideout? Hideout? I can take. I can take if you let me go.
No, I want you to tell me where it is.
Mm,
Goderic, will you intimidate this guy a little more?
yes. Okay. I'll take Secret Trail. Secret Trail over there, northeast. You'll find, not hard to find. You see, it's over there. You'll find. You see, Goblin Track. Take you right to cave. Little stream entrance. Go. Clark is there.
ask Leif if we got all the information we need so I can kill him already.
Is there an ambush waiting for us there? How many
No.
more goblins?
Uh, less than score goblins bad counters.
Can I perceive whether or not he's lying to me?
You can make an insight check. What's your modifier?
Insight, wisdom, +2.
Okay, give me a check.
$12.
As far as you can tell, he's telling you the truth. There's less than a score or 20 goblins in the cave, and there do not appear to be any ambushes or things waiting for you.
Are there any traps on the trail?
Yeah, trap. Yes, trap. There are traps. Keep close eye. You'll see. There's a snare, and then there's a pit I dug. I did have to dig a clog, made me dig a hole. Not deep hole, but still hole.
As the goblin is talking, I just put my swords away, like in their scabbards, and I turn around and walk away towards one of the other dead goblins, and I want to like go through his pockets.
Okay. So you loot the goblins. You don't find anything other than what the goblins would normally have. They just have, knickknacks and trinkets, nothing really of value, and then, their scimitars and short bows.
Should we, looking at the rest of the party, like, should we collect their weapons or?
Best not leave them laying around.
All right, so let's collect up. I'll collect up the weapons that I can carry, like the ones off the dead goblin.
Okay. You
Sounds
you
good.
have a wagon.
We can also, yeah,
And
throw
then
them in.
yeah, and then I'm gonna make my way back towards where the wagon is, and that's by the dead horses and stuff, right?
The wagon is still further back from the dead horses, but at this point, again, you're not encumbered by any movement, so.
I'll pull the wagon forward to where the dead horses are.
And you said you had said that there was like a case or something laying on the ground.
Yeah, there's an empty map case and 2 horses.
Okay.
Empty map case.
I'd like to pick up the map case.
Okay.
And just like look at it and
Okay.
see if I can. Is there any? There's absolutely like I open it, double check, make sure there's nothing in it, and then who am I near right now?
Godork was still over by the goblin, and everybody else is by the cart. So I guess you're near everyone except for Gotoruk at this point.
And I just kind of like, okay, so I'll like shrug and say we should probably see if they have whatever was in this, and then start putting the stuff in the cart.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go pick up my great axe and finish off the goblin.
All right. So as you guys loot the weapons, you gather 2 bows and 2 scimitars and load them into the wagon with about 20 black feathered arrows. So you can just put those in the wagon, or if you want to choose to disseminate those arrows to whoever you want, you can do so. And then Gotrek walks over to the little goblin stuck to a tree, tied there with rope, and you unceremoniously take your great axe and cleave right into his head, severing it from his body, and it falls to the ground.
Please grab my rope.
I grab his rope.
So you take the rope, and the goblin's body then is left there to decompose.
I take a quick look around and then just look at Ashin. I just glance over at our bard or druid friend and just kind of slight comment. Do you think that maybe you should do something about him bleeding on the ground right now?
I'd like to not bleed. That'd be nice.
Probably come in handy.
I mean, he'll probably be fine after a short rest. It's but a scratch.
Just what a scratch.
Just the flesh wound.
All right, so as you guys have collected around, what would you like to do? Would you guys like to take a short rest? What do you wanna do?
Can I investigate around the area and see if there's any maps that these goblins had stowed from out of that map case?
Sure. I won't even make you check for that because your perception's high enough. There is nothing else around here. All that there is the two horses, two horses with the arrows still in them. You recognize, I'll say, if you do recognize the map case as being something that is a higher quality map case, something that you would find from someone who, is probably a bit more well off and, it was not your would-be wayward adventurer. This was someone who was, a bit more affluent that would have had this map case.
Is there any evidence of the riders of those horses in the immediate area?
Other than that, you can see that there are, because you have tracking capabilities as you are a ranger.
Yep.
Because of your abilities, you can see that there were two humanoid, medium-sized creatures that were pulled away from the scene towards the hidden goblin trail.
And I'm assuming a plethora of goblin tracks along with the goblins I can track very easily.
Yes, you see, somewhere in the area of 18 goblin tracks, some wolf tracks, and that's about it. Just obviously the drag marks of humanoid-sized creatures.
I'll say then that I see goblin tracks, and it looks like they're dragging a pair of larger humanoids or other humanoids off into the thicket.
Interesting. Well, they did say about, 10 to 20 goblins? I mean, I'm all for adventure. I also don't want to die, so it's kind of a hard decision. I'd say let's go, though.
I mean, I can't just let somebody, maybe they're still alive. Should we save them?
It probably wouldn't hurt.
More goblins means more killing.
I want to kill the goblins, of course, because I hate goblins. So let's kill more goblins.
And what about our druid and our bard?
I am all in favor of going after these fiends. However, I do wonder who their previous victims were and if it was not our patron that has sponsored us on this journey.
Can we recognize any markings on the saddles of the horses as being any of the people that directly hired us, or they come from a certain house? Or
the horses are of a fine stock. They do have the seal of a notable stable of Neverwinter on them.
What about the scroll case you got there? Does it have any identifying marks on it?
It does not.
You're welcome to take a look at it if you want, but I don't recognize anything.
No, sure, I'll take a look.
You take a look, and it is just again, it's a common item, but it looks like it's a nicely put together. The leather on it is bound very tightly. The stitching is very nice. It seems polished and new-ish per se looking, with the clasps not really all that worn. Something just very, very nice. Typically not your standard scrap together, tube that has just been, there for utility. Someone cared about this piece enough to buy something that is nice. Whatever was in it was probably of value to that person.
Well, clearly we should find the owner of this case and whatever was in it.
I mean, they're probably in a goblin cave now, but they might like it back, so we should probably head that way. My point.
Oh yeah, they might like it back.
Might like it back.
I look at Asteria, and I ask her if she wouldn't mind patching this wound that I have up.
I guess I can.
Thank you, love.
Mm-hmm. And she'll cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
On Oshin. Where's my D8? 4, 9.
You are all healed up, aren't you?
I am. I
You
feel
sure?
invigorated.
As you cast Cure Wounds on Ashin, similar to Gotarok, who was in much worse condition when you did it, it seems like Ashin's wounds just come together and the skin stitches itself back together ever so nicely to where you can't even see a scar.
Now, let's not do that again. Okay? Okay.
I make no promises.
Oh.
We're going after some goblins. You know how this goes.
So you guys are choosing to go after the goblins. What do you do with your cart?
Can we pull it into some thickets and try to hide it a bit?
Sure.
Are we gonna be able
Camouflage?
to- Are we going to be able to get it out afterwards?
Yes.
I'm just posing a question
I
to
mean-
the party.
But
I am very
sure,
large
It'll be
and
fine.
can we
So
take
are
it
the
down the
ox.
trail?
No, the Goblin
Let's-
Trail is just the Goblin Trail is very tight and it is hidden. It is not wide enough to where you'd be able to fit the cart
How-
and oxen.
How far are we from our destination with the cart?
Oh, you are probably a good day or so away from that.
Well,
So I feel I don't want to run the risk of losing the contents of the cart, but I don't want to abandon those people to their fate, whatever it may be.
a lot can happen in 24 hours. They'll probably be dead.
Yes.
Bamir will find one of the goblins, tear a scrap of his armor off, and pull out his ink pen and inkwell and write, "Gone to kill goblins, be back soon. If we see you take our stuff, we'll shoot you."
and then draw a picture of me on it.
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
I mean, we do have
He
an orc with
draws a picture of a slightly uglier orc on it,
Looks about right.
and then just places it on the seat of the wagon.
Okay.
Okay, now if we hide this and then, somebody comes and tries to steal it, they'll see the note and, be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe they're still here. This is probably a trap.
Can I set severed goblin head in seat?
Oh,
To scare off
dude,
any-
no, that's where I'm sitting. Don't put the goblin head up there.
You'll live.
I don't want goblin blood on my robes or my clothes. Sorry, he's not wearing robes. He's wearing clothes.
I tried.
I mean, we can put the goblin heads around the wagon.
Yes.
So,
you can put
I did
goblin
call
heads
attention
around
to
the
it.
wagon.
The cart isn't passable, or the trail isn't passable by cart. Could we leave the cart but take the horses?
They're oxen.
Ox.
Oxen. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the ox will not be.
Yeah, that's
useful
not
to
gonna.
us.
That's not gonna be good.
You could take oxen, but they aren't exactly the quietest of animals.
Right. So, I guess before we set off, then I'd like to set my hunting trap at the back of the cart, like at the entrance of it.
Okay. That's fine. So you set a trap.
Great
on the-
idea.
You reach down and you skillfully set a trap towards the back of the cart and you tie off the oxen so that they won't be able to trip that. You guys add some brush around the cart to make it a little less conspicuous. And of course, Bamir's note is sitting there on the front seat. Godoruk, I think, snuck a little ahead and put it by the back wheel just for visual effect because why not? It's intimidating. And you
As long as
guys,
you didn't put it in my seat.
is there anything else you guys would like to do before you explore down the trail?
I pat Bamir on the back while my hands are covered in blood, but I don't let him know that I did that. Just tell him he did a good job. Just keep walking.
Can you pull those horses off the trail?
I think I can manage that.
I'll help him with that.
All right, so you guys take the unfortunately ended horses and move them off the trail so that others might freely move back and forth. I will say, in kind of retrospect, this is an area that you can see has been well traveled by goblins, and it seems like they have been doing this for quite some time.
All right.
I commit the surrounding to memory so we don't lose where we put anything.
All right. Sounds good.
Same.
Anybody need a short rest, or you guys just hip to get on the trail?
Do you guys want to take a short rest?
I think the healing that she did probably made that irrelevant, but
I'm fine.
Hmm?
It's just a scratch.
So we can push forward.
Okay.
All right.
Onward.
I don't think taking a short rest restores your spell slots, does it?
It doesn't. That's a long rest.
Nope, on
Yeah.
rest.
Okay. So, you see the hidden trail behind the thickets on the north side of the road, leading out more, actually towards the northwest. The human-sized body tracks are kind of leading the way for you all as you go down this, and first, as you are going about, I don't know, a good couple miles down the trail, you perceive the snare that the goblin had talked about beforehand, and you disable that trap. Then, another 10 minutes after that, you can see where there is a pit that has been camouflaged, and you guys skillfully avoid that. You come across a large cave in a hillside, about 5 miles from the scene of the ambush, and a shallow stream flows out of the cave mouth, which is screened by dense briar thickets, very thickety area. And a narrow, dry path into the cave is on the right-hand side of the stream. You guys are approaching this again from this kind of clearing more on the left side of the stream, a good 40 feet away from the stream. On the opposite side, again, you can see some thickets and the entrance of the cave.
I've got a quick question for our lovely hunting friends here.
Sure.
Do you know exactly what goblins are most afraid of?
Death.
I meant like a creature or a sound, something like that.
Faded, you're humanoids, right? Is your
Yeah, goblins are kind of my specialty.
okay? Do you want to do a history check?
Sure. Yes.
Okay, give me a history check.
16.
Okay. So, because of your wonderful knowledge about goblins, you are able to know that goblins worship a deity that they believe to be a larger, more scary, fiery-eyed version of themselves. And they follow this goblin not out of reverence or respect. They follow it out of fear of death. And goblins, as a people, kind of understand that as they die, they will then be transported to Acheron, this plane where their mighty one, their lord of depth and darkness, resides. And in all actuality, while they long for that existence in theory, they also fear dying to have to go and face said god more than anything.
So I recall from my memory and let Leaf know that. Other than that, I don't really have any more information for you. That's just from my memory.
What you're saying is they fear death and things that are bigger than them?
Specifically, they have like a goblin, a larger goblin that is their god, that they're most afraid of.
Perfect. And what was the name of that god one more time?
You reach back into the deep recesses of your memory to remember that it was something weird sounding that you almost forgot, but just at the edge of your memory, recall that his name was Magoublier.
Well, let's send them all to Magoobles.
Magoublier?
Magoublier, I think.
Oh, great Magoublier. Sorry. Magoublier.
If you know a better way to say this, you can feel free. Maglubiyet. I'm going to make it sound fancy and say Magoublier.
I'm all, yeah. I'm
Or
just,
Maglubiet.
Bamir thinks,
Maglubiet.
Bamir thinks that is the most hilarious name for a god ever.
That is absolutely perfect. And thank you.
Maglubiet? Something? Sure.
While they're talking about history and BS, I am checking to see how deep the water is.
The water you can see is visibly shallow, maybe at most 2 to 3 feet.
And how far are we from this entrance?
Like I said, you're about 30 to 40 feet away from this entrance.
Can I hear any goblins?
Give me a perception check.
Four.
You cannot hear any goblins. You can hear the soft rushing of water and maybe rustling of bushes. Nothing that discernible as goblin.
Say we cross the stream and try to get into the entrance. At first,
I think that we should maybe not cross direct in case there are any sentries. I can't hear anything, but that doesn't mean that they're not there.
I can sneak ahead and perhaps see what I can see from closer. As long as you guys will rush in to save me, should they come out and attack me.
I'm more than willing to do the same. Like, can I kind of?
Oh, let him go. I'll
stay
go back here.
I'll go.
And you can go. Yes,
you stay there and just be
please.
ready to heal me if that's what's needed. There, Bard.
Yes, please go and put yourself into danger.
So
Okay.
can I conceal myself in the thicket and just move closer to the entrance?
Give me a stealth check.
All right. $15.
Okay, so you tell the party to stay where they are, right kind of the edge of the tree line before you see this clearing. And actually, let us do this and these. And as you kind of make your way through this clearing, you keep very low and are extra quiet. You make your way over to the stream and cross from the left to the right side of the stream. And as you approach the thicket, you can hear the sound of goblins. As you peer through the thicket, again, ever so stealthily, you can see that there are indeed two goblin sentries that are supposed to be keeping watch, but appear to be very lazily doing that job, and they do not perceive your presence. What would you like to do?
I don't really have a way to communicate with the party without alerting.
I Bard, would you like to instead?
I think we both do at the same time.
Okay.
You hear two voices in your head that say, "Do you see anything?"
Can the party see me?
The party could see you until you entered the thickets. They can no longer see you.
Okay. Can I can't return their talk back to them,
Yes,
can
you
I?
can. You
I can.
Yes, you
hear it in a
can.
whisper,
Okay.
and you can, and it replies in a whisper.
Okay. I see two at the entrance, but they're not paying attention.
Perfect. I relay this to our lovely druid and half orc, and
And so do I.
at the same time.
Amazing.
Godiruk is confused by this
How did
and
you
wants to know.
Oh, you also know how to send messages.
Oh yes, of course. Every good person should know how to do that.
Oh.
Speak in my head again, and
Of
I'll
course.
cut off your tongue.
Who spoke in your head?
But he said he let the party know.
Oh yeah, we
We're,
can
Yeah.
send
we're
that
all,
to you.
we're all
Let
here.
them know.
Yeah,
You're with the party, so they just talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay, touche. I thought I walked off.
No, you're fine. You're still with the party at the edge of the tree line.
All right, never mind.
So what do you guys want to do as a party?
Can I still communicate with them with this nice little
It's a
whispery
cantrip,
messaging?
correct?
yes, so that we can.
Yeah, you
we
can talk that
Yeah,
way.
it's
Yes.
just one round. It's fine. Just
I'll send him another message saying, "What do you want to do?"
I think I can definitely take one of them if you guys want to move up closer, and I will attack the one if you guys can focus on the other.
All right, so the rest of you give me a stealth check.
Okay.
Everybody.
6.
22.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
17.
Okay, so as a party, you succeed in being stealthy.
Okay. I suggest that we get as close as we can, and then when they do spot us, he'll flank them and attack from two directions. Yes.
So are these goblins like, so they're not really paying attention to the entrance. Are they facing like into the cave?
They are just lazily kicking stones on the ground, bored out of their damn minds. They have been standing there all day. It's mid-afternoon at this point, and they really just want some food and to not have to be out here anymore.
Is it like dark inside that cave?
It is dark inside that cave, but
Okay.
they are outside in sunlight.
All right.
I can see 120 feet into darkness. Am I able to see anything in the cave? From where
I
I'm
can
at?
see. Yeah, I can see 60 feet into darkness.
You don't see anything visibly in the cave.
Cool.
All right.
At least not in the cave mouth. So you're
How
saying you
far
want to
away-
stealth? Are we doing this? Are you guys going to go and attack?
Yeah,
Yes.
stealth check.
I think
Well,
we're
how-
doing this.
How far away are we from the goblins?
I'm not. You're not an initiative, so you pass the stealth check, so you can make your way stealthily up there. That's fine.
Okay.
So, as a party, you guys were able to share with Godoruk how it was to be quiet. Maybe you tied some extra hide to his feet to kind of muffle the sound of his big clobbering stompers. And as you make your way through the clearing and across the stream, you take extra care to be quiet and careful. And you just pass the corner of the thicket, and you can now see the goblins standing approximately, 10 feet or so away from you. And again, they have not recognized your presence. I think,
Okay.
Ashin, you are up.
All right.
You have
So I'm
surprise,
about-
so you do not need to roll for initiative.
Okay.
Bamir is going to put his loot away and bring out his crossbow for this encounter.
Okay.
As As will I.
Got the great axe out.
Okay. So you guys are readying for combat. Who
Yep.
wants to strike first?
I will.
I would like to. I just run up. I don't even ask.
So, Godorek, you run up. Which one would you like? The one on the right or the one on the left?
The one on the left.
Okay. Give me a roll to hit.
15.
You absolutely hit. Give me a damage roll.
8.
As you run up out of the thicket, you tear around the bush, great axe in hands, screaming at these goblins who have now utterly shit themselves that they see a giant half-orc barbarian running to them. And as you take your great axe, cleave one of them straight through the skull, breaking his head in half, and he falls down dead. Who's next?
I would like to attack the other one with my short swords.
Okay. Roll to hit.
The first is an 8.
Okay.
The second is a 24.
Okay. So the first one misses. You really got to get that left arm checked.
Yeah, I know. Something wrong with it.
Must be right-handed. Roll for damage.
Maybe. 7.
And as you see Godorek just rush out there unexpectedly and cleave one of these goblins' head into the goblin standing next to him, still utterly in shock and now horror that his friend has been taken, does not even have the time to utter a sound as you swiftly approach him from the side and drive a knife through his neck and then twist your hand, severing his head from his body.
Casually just put my crossbow away and, well, damn. That wasn't very quiet with the yelling, but we're good.
I don't do quiet.
Clearly.
We got to teach you how to handle some stealth. Can
Good luck.
we maybe hide these 2 dead goblins, guys?
Can I
Like,
just
maybe not
throw them into the stream?
too much noise?
Don't throw them in the water.
Just drag him into the thicket and let's go into the cave.
Fine, we'll do it your way.
Thank you.
So Leif and Ashin grab the remnants of the bodies and pull them into the thicket to where only small pools of blood remain on the grass. And now you are standing at the mouth of the cave.
I'd like to walk into the cave and kind of peer 60 feet in to see if I see anything.
So as you peer into this cave, you can see that there is a room that seems to be appearing off to your right. There's an opening that seems to have steps that lead up into it. Give me a perception check.
I think my cam may have broken.
Don't touch it. You look beautiful.
14.
All right, so as you are peering in, you cannot visibly see anything. However, you do hear the snarls of wolves. And you perceive that there are more than one in that space occupying the right side of the cavern.
I'll kind of like turn back and look out towards the rest of the party, and I'll make like a shh sound, or the face, like
Amir will send you a message. What do you see?
I can't see them, but I hear wolves.
Guys, there's wolves in the cave.
Perfect. Quick question. For this, are we considering blood equivalent to water?
What?
Is blood going to be the equivalent
Are
of
we
water for terms
Drinking
of
it?
No, just for like if you're to like I have shape water, if I'm to move blood, does that follow under that effect?
No.
Okay, cool.
Shape blood is a different spell.
There is a spell called shape blood. Okay, cool.
I don't know that. I'm making it up.
Cool. That's all you know.
There should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sanguine in nature, and there's so much variance to blood for different creatures with its viscosity and everything that they would not accurately be represented as water. So no, water is water, blood is blood.
Perfect. Well, that answers that. I look at them and say, well, we've got the wolves. Well, let's go in and kill them.
Okay. After you, good orc.
By
orc?
hearing, could I discern how many wolves were in there?
I said more than one. That's
More than
it
one.
just from
Okay.
hearing. You can see
Okay.
that there's definitely a few wolf tracks, between 3 and 5 wolf tracks that have entered the cave.
Maybe we should sneak up to join our friend.
Let's.
Okay.
All right.
So
What is the sneak?
look,
Move
just
quietly.
do what I do and try not to step on anything.
So as you guys walk into the cave and you guys see into the room, you can see that there are 3 wolves that are chained to one of the stalagmites coming out of the floor in the cavern. You can also see that there is a pile of assorted goods and garbages that are in this back corner that seem to come from some kind of almost like a natural chimney in the back corner. The wolves are definitely in between you and them, but the wolves are chained. They are not able to reach you, but the wolves do perceive you, and they go and they start barking and snarling in your direction.
All right, we should probably kill these before they wake the whole cavern.
Oh, is all I say.
Do any of you have any skills that might be helpful in this situation?
I do. I have.
How far are they?
They're close.
Okay.
I mean, you're literally within 10 or 15 feet of them.
Yeah, go ahead, Leaf.
I cast sleep on the wolves.
Okay.
Let me. How many? That's 5d8s. Dear God, it's a lot of d8s. Start rolling. Load. Okay, we're good. 28.
28. So that's 28 points worth
28
of
points
sleep.
of health, yes.
And what is that going against their which
Their
modifier
health,
is it?
their health points.
It goes against their health points.
So yeah, so
Yeah,
if I did roll
28 hit points worth of creatures.
Okay. So you put 2 of the wolves to sleep. The third one is a little groggy and he's but he still sees you. And he seems a bit more voraciously intent on getting to you and pulls hard against the chain.
Can I attempt to calm him with animal handling?
Absolutely.
All right. $14.
You do. So as you approach this beast, you whisper to it and calmly outstretch your hand. And as it is still groggy, it looks at you and senses your nature. And you are able to calm the beast, and it just calmly lays itself on the floor, seemingly pacified by your animal handling. ability. And you are free to move about the room.
Well, if I would have known that, I probably wouldn't have done that, but good job.
Should come back for their hides.
No. They're sleepy puppies. Leave them be.
How long does a sleep last?
1 minute.
1 minute?
1 minute.
We should take their hides now.
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna run over and grab that stuff in the corner and bring it back over here.
So the stuff in the corner literally has no value, but you pick
Oh,
through
okay.
it.
Never mind.
I'll say you quickly pick through the stuff and you can see that it looks like items from Traveler. There's clothes and shoes and nothing really of value. It's almost like someone had looted through people's things and just the crap they didn't want, they just threw down this chute. And as you I don't know, give me a perception check, Mimir.
I got a 10.
You notice that this fissure, as it comes up from the room, had to have been of a decent size to have some of these items fall through, like a random trunk and something, and can see that there is at the very there's a glow emanating from the top of it.
From the top of the trash chute or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Since we're not killing the wolves, can I at least tie their mouths shut so if they wake up, they don't start barking or whatever wolves do, howling?
Pretty
You
sure
have
if you touch
you have
them,
enough
they'll wake
rope.
up.
You absolutely
If
could
you
bind the wolves.
touch them, they wake up, though.
Yeah, we don't
If I
want to.
touch
You have
them,
to-
not
you
just
have to shake
damage.
them.
Shake or slap the sleeper awake, so a
Yeah.
gentle touch won't, but we have a half orc, and I'm not sure how
Gentle? What's the meaning of that?
Let's just go up the stairs. There's light up at the end of this tunnel.
It's not a tunnel. It's literally
Or
like
the
a
chute.
chimney. So it would take a fair bit of athletic ability to get up there.
You said there were stairs, though, right?
Well, that stairs leading up to this place where the wolves were. So you kind of climb 3 or 4 steps into this place, and then now there's this fissure that is basically in a chimney shape that
Is
goes
there
straight up from the
Oh.
corner into
anything
a
else around
place.
besides the chimney to go?
Sure. There's the cave to continue to explore.
Oh, let's keep.
Take a look around the cave.
Well,
All right,
like how?
what's-
Okay, I guess I'm a little confused about our surroundings.
Okay, so as you came in the mouth of the cave, there is a river
Mhm.
to your left because you are all on the right side of the river.
Okay.
As you entered the cave, it opened up to a small room where there were 3 wolves chained and tied to a stalagmite. In the back corner of that room, there is this fissure that leads up that seems like it's a trash chute. Ahead of this room is an additional areas of the cave that you could potentially
So
explore.
past
the river
the,
continues
past the
to
wolves.
Yes, there's
Okay.
there's things up and to your left. You can see that there's an additional outcropping ahead of you, and due to your dark vision, you can make out that there is a bridge that spans above the river, going from the left side of the space to the right side, a good 50 or so feet back.
Okay. Then I come back over to the group and I'm like, okay, looks like there's a second floor to this cave system, and there's that crap over there is coming down a trash chute, and there's another area ahead with a bridge across it. I think we might have to either go through and try to avoid attracting the attention from the people on top, or see if there's another entrance from the outside.
Sounds good. Let's do that.
There were
So-
2 options. Which do we want to keep going deeper into the cave, or do we want to go up or out and around to see if there's another way in?
We just keep going through the cave.
Okay.
Keep trudging through.
Well, then we may actually want to dispatch these wolves now, because they will be impediments if we need to make a hasty escape.
Can't we just have Ashin here just tell that one to, when those 2 wake up, just tell them that we're friends?
I mean, yeah.
It could be useful later.
Can I communicate that in some form to that wolf that
You,
we're friendly?
You can, but you're not perceiving any additional response. You're just perceiving like acknowledgement, but it's not. I mean, you've pacified the wolf at this point. It's not like it's become your minion.
Yeah, you're gonna
Okay.
have to wake up those other wolves and tell them to be our friends too if you want to do that, I think.
Can I just kill them?
Do you guys want me to wake them up and try to calm them?
By the time we leave, they'll have woken up, so they probably won't remember anything. When we come back, we might have to just pacify them again. And at least one of them will already be pacified. So.
And you're wasting time.
All right,
Okay.
let's move.
Okay.
Let's move on.
All right, so as you move further down into this cave, on your left, across the river, you see a pathway that you seem to have. It's steep. There are some solider looking embankments on the left, and a little bit more loose looking in the middle would qualify probably as difficult terrain. To your, well, straight ahead of you, you can see again that there's some additional kind of looks like built-in steps, like they've carved them into the stone to make it easier to ascend into a little bit of a higher place moving straight forward. And again, you have this bridge that hangs over you a good, at this point, probably a good 30 feet from where you guys are now moving on past the wolf's den. Ashin, or who's in front? Let's ask that. Who's leading this charge?
It would probably be best if I stayed out in front.
And
Okay.
I'd probably be very close by since I can see further than anyone else.
All right.
Bamir will definitely encourage either Asin or Gotorek to be in front, and probably Asin.
Okay. Well, then we'll say Ashin and Leif. Both give me perception checks, please.
Oh, 15.
Okay.
Ten.
Okay, so as you see, Leif, you can see this bridge, and you kind of are kind of in a heightened state of perception right now. And as you are keeping yourself keenly aware of anything and everything around you, you can sense that there is actually a goblin that is hiding on the left topmost side of this bridge. And as you sense him, you peer up, and even though he is, behind a good bit of cover, you can make out his face. He has not noticed you yet, but you can see that he is parked there as a sentry for any that may walk by.
I whisper this very quietly to the people behind me. Just to let you know, there's a goblin right up there. He hasn't seen us just yet.
Having pointed that out, can we see him now?
Leif can see him, and I would say most of you can see him. Probably Leif and Ashin have the best of you.
Which side is he on?
He's on the left side of the bridge. So if you guys are walking through the cave, up to your right, you can see the path kind of winds around underneath the bridge to the right, and he is on the top of, he's on the bridge side to the left, hanging out there.
And what's below the bridge?
Below is the path that you could continue walking up and under, and then more of the stream.
Got it. And how far is the drop?
It's probably a good 30 feet.
From the bridge down to the.
Yes, from the bridge down below. It's a decent drop.
And he's on the left side, like over the water.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Leaf and be like, if he's up there, he can't be the only one.
No, your
True.
perception says that he is the only one. He is a single goblin that has been kind of
Posted
hidden
there by
himself
himself.
there. Yep, posted there, kind of hidden.
He's probably just being a lookout. We could try something. We could maybe whisper
Should
to
I
him.
Should I shoot him?
If you think you can hit him. But if you miss, we are all going to be
Boned.
known. Yes.
You
Yeah.
can all shoot at him.
True.
Bamir points his crossbow in the general direction of the goblin.
Wait.
I grab my javelin and ready a throw.
And how far is he from us?
I'm gonna ready
He's-
my longbow.
He's between 30 and 40 feet away from you.
Okay. I mean, if you guys think you can hit him, but that might be a little loud if any of you miss. Metal against stone is not quiet.
Yeah, but there's nobody else in here, and there's a river going through it.
All right,
If
true.
we hit him, does he fall into the water or fall onto stone?
Probably the stone.
You'll have to find out. I'd say if it's Leif Rasheen taking the shot at this point, I would give it, probably half cover. Anybody else at this point would be 3/4 cover.
Got it.
Who's
I don't know.
lucky?
I think it's worth a shot.
You could also try and stealth by and
That's
go to
true.
the path to your left, but that is up to
Good
you.
luck.
If you want, we might be able to have him leave his post himself. If you guys think I can.
You talking about like trying to talk to him and get him to move?
Yeah,
Tell him
Sure.
McGoobles is here.
that's the plan.
Do you
I,
speak Goblin?
I do. I
Do it.
I use message in a very deep goblin-esque voice in his ears. He hears, "Your Lord Magooble has come. Throw yourself off this ledge or perish in the fires of death."
Give me a persuasion check.
Wouldn't it be intimidation?
No, we're gonna go with persuasion.
All right, and 25.
Wow.
Wow. Just wow. Okay.
Did you roll a 20?
I rolled a 19.
You
Wow.
have +6?
I
Damn.
have a +6 to persuasion.
Wow. Okay. So
She goes 18 charisma.
I have 18
right off the
charisma.
bat. Damn.
so damn. All right. So you message this goblin and tell them that his Lord Magooblier has ordered him to sacrifice himself, and the goblin, unsure of what is happening, as he feels like he is being talked to by a divine deity, gets very confused. And in his confusion, he starts looking around and trying to see signs from his god. And he cowers in fear. And in his fear, he starts backing up. And he doesn't realize that as he's backing up, he's getting closer to the bridge ledge. And as that last cowering, shuddering look happens, he loses his footing. And I'm gonna let him make a dexterity saving throw. Let's see. And just as he slips and falls, his hand misses the edge of the bridge, and he plummets, landing on his head in the stream, rendering him dead. You can almost hear the sound of his neck cracking as it hits a rock in the bottom of the stream, and his body floats down towards you.
Can I reach down and grab the body?
Sure.
Does he have any pockets or anything on his person?
No, he dropped everything that was of possessions. Again, his bow and his scimitar. He dropped in fear as he heard the voice of his Lord Magooblier.
All right, then I'll just. Should I let him continue down the river? I'm asking the rest of the party.
Just pull him to the side. We don't want other
Yeah.
people seeing a corpse floating down a river.
Is he going deeper into the cave or towards the outside of the cave?
The river flows out, so it flows out of the cave mouth.
Yeah.
Or you could toss him to the wolves.
That could possibly distract them later.
Um,
Let's leave him here, and we can throw him to the wolves to distract them if we need to make a quick escape.
How
It might be
heavy
better. It might be better
is
to
the
do that
goblin?
now. If I strip him down and then take him to the wolves.
How heavy
Um,
is a goblin? Can any of us? Can I carry it?
They are not very heavy.
Okay.
So I could probably carry it then.
Yes.
So if I'd like to strip the goblin of all of his clothing or armor or whatever he's got on and just leave it there,
Okay.
and then carry the goblin back to the wolves, and I'll look at the one that I kind of communed with, and I'll just throw the goblin kind of at the wolf's feet.
So at this point, I'm going to say the other wolves are starting to regain consciousness because you guys spent a fair bit of time with Bamir kind of poking his head around in there. So give me another animal handling check.
Does he get advantage since he's bringing them an offering of food?
You'll have to find out. He does not get advantage. But
19.
It may not hurt.
Oh.
Fantastic. So that being said, you make your way back to the wolves' den. The one wolf that you have already kind of communed with definitely sees that you have, that you're back and is somewhat excited and intrigued to see you. And as you bring over this food, the other two wolves wake themselves rousing and look at you first with anger. And then as they see that you have bringing them this corpse and they smell, you kind of, impart to them using your animal handling that this is something that you are bringing for them to enjoy and to basically say that you are a friend and that your party means them no harm. And the wolves look at you, look at each other, and then begin to devour this goblin. And you get the sense that they will not be an impediment for you any longer in your journey in this cave.
Is it possible for me to break the chains that they have around their necks?
It is.
I'd like to do that.
Okay. So give me a strength check. Give me a strength check.
Oh God, my strength is terrible.
Doesn't have to be you.
You might have.
I can do it. I was gonna let him fail.
Can you allow a frostbite on the chains to weaken them?
Sure. You guys, that's
we
hella
could
creative. I love
Save
it.
it. Save your.
Save that.
Save
It's
that.
a cantrip.
Giant
Oh, okay.
barbarian.
I cast frostbite on the chains.
So Leif casts frostbite on the chains and they freeze up. And right as he does, Goderic comes over with his great axe and slams it down at the base of that stalagmite, shattering the ices there. And the wolves kind of look at you and don't necessarily know what to do. But as they have been raised by these goblins, they're not really looking to leave at this point. They're going to enjoy their meal and probably stick around right there, but definitely not mad to be unchained.
Shall we carry on?
All right, let's move.
Thank you.
How would you like
Waste
to
of good
proceed through the
hide.
cave?
Quietly through the cave.
Which way?
So should we go under this bridge and follow that path, or should we go to the left here, kind of at this fork?
About the fissure, I can climb it.
This looks like it looks like there are nice stairs going up this way. That way it looks like a bunch of rubble.
Do we take the road less traveled, or do we go the way where we're more likely to run into more opposition?
I do enjoy killing things.
Me too.
I think it's probably better if we go through the intended way and defeat them in detail, rather than go somewhere deep and then attract all of their attention at once.
I mean, it sounds fine with me. Just let's go.
All right. Who's up front?
Stereo,
Still,
what's your thought?
Oh.
You've been remarkably quiet.
Don't feel like that we should be disturbing any pathways because it will be loud. So the stairs would probably be better.
All right, I'm in agreement.
All right, so your party continues up the stairs. There's the caverns have filled with. As you proceed up these stairs, you see that the cavern opens up wider into a place that is much larger than anything that you have seen before. You can see that there are two large pools of water that have gathered off to one side that look like they've almost been dammed up there. And as you reach the top of the steps, you quietly see that there are 3 goblins that are there.
How far are they from us?
They are a good 50 feet away. They're at the opposite end of this cave, kind of huddled around a small little fire of sorts, and they seem to be talking amongst themselves.
Can I discern what they're saying to each other?
Sure. So as one of the goblins is sitting there picking at the fire.
Damn Clog. Always ordering us around. Have to sit here, have to sit there. Rather be ambushing people on the highway.
And one of them then looks over at him, goes,
No, why? Danger on highway, safer in here. Nice to swim in pool.
And then the third one kind of looks at them both, and he seems to be a bit more, I don't want to say stern than all of them.
No, you should really shut up. If Clark hears, he'll punish. We've captured the human and the dwarf, and that was good enough. I'd rather stay in here than have to be out there.
And then they kind of idly go back to sitting and muttering amongst themselves.
Okay. With the limits of my dark vision, I can see just about all around the entire, this opening.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How do we want to go about this, guys?
Well, there's no ledges for them to fall off of this time, and
I'll take my axe
no.
and put them through their heads.
We need to be quiet. We don't want to let anyone know we're coming.
Let's just say that you almost
We'll
died
just kill
last
them
time.
too. But I didn't.
Oh dear.
Why don't
Leaf,
you...
can you do the sleepy thing again?
I can, but outside of that, I'm not going to be able to do it anymore for quite a while.
It's
Okay.
probably better if we just shoot them from here and then let Gotarek and Ashin go in.
All right. You said they're how far away? About 50 feet?
About 50 feet. From the top of the stairs to them, and there's nothing impeding your line of sight. They are just open.
I ready my crossbow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ready my bow.
Okay.
Okay.
Who wants to shoot first?
How about we all shoot at the same time? I
Can
take
we
the
do
middle.
I ready a javelin.
All right, I'll take the one on the right.
You can certainly time your attacks.
Okay.
We all try to shoot at the same time.
Yes, just make sure we're all going towards. I'll take the middle. Ashin's taking the right.
I'll
Amir
take the left one.
and Gotaruk, you probably can throw pretty fast. How about whoever misses, you kill that one?
All right.
All right.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1.
Give me some rolls.
18 to hit from me.
You do hit.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Okay.
I have a mighty 12.
I rolled a nat 20 so I can catch his slack if he misses.
Beautiful.
Dang.
Give me some damage rolls, guys.
10 damage from Ashin.
10 damage from
On-
machine.
On the critical hits, you double your dice, but not your modifier.
Right.
So you roll, like if you have a D10 for your weapon, you'll
Yep.
roll 2 D10s.
Oh,
Ah.
okay. So roll 2.
I do 9 damage.
I do 10.
Okay, then. Let's see how this plays out, shall we? So, as you come up in and you guys have timed your attacks, all three of you kind of pop out from these steps and fill this room. The goblins only hear the footsteps when, Ashin, you're able to pull back your bowstring and let loose an arrow straight through the eye of one of the goblins. Leif, then you with your crossbow take another one straight through the heart, and as Bamir attempts and misses his arrow, Godora quickly identifies that third goblin as ripe for the taking and hurls his javelin through its chest, incapacitating all three, and they die within seconds of each other. Well played, party.
And that takes care of that. Shall we go retrieve our stuff?
I would like to retrieve my arrow.
You feel free.
I would take my
When-
javelin back.
When I get to that goblin, because I haven't done this yet with any of the other ones, can I slice off its ear? And take
Yeah.
it kind of as a personal trophy?
Sure.
All right. I put the ear in my pocket.
I see him do that and ask why.
I like to collect ears from goblins.
But fair enough.
Everyone has a trophy.
Can I check the goblin for any possessions or anything on its body worth
Sure.
taking?
You check one of the goblins, the one that seemed to be a bit more, stern and discerning, and he had 5 copper pieces in his pouch.
All right.
That is the only thing of value.
I'll disseminate the 5 copper, 1 each to all the party, and then we can move on.
Okay. So from here, give me 1 second.
Before we leave this room, can I perceive anything else in the room that might be worth us investigating?
1 second. So you don't perceive anything worth investigating, but as you now have had more time and focus to see that there are no dangers, you can see that there are on the farthest edge of the room from where you ascended the stairs, there's another staircase seemingly leading up to another lit area. Also, almost behind you, as if you could just kind of walk around the corner from the steps that you came up, is the path back to the bridge off to another area of the cave.
Okay. I'm suggesting that we move kind of further into the cave. Those goblins had said that they had captured a human and a dwarf. Maybe we should try to find them.
Yeah, probably. We can then give them that map case back.
Or try to
what
find the
was-
maps that were in that map case.
Sorry, what was the name of our hiring person again?
Gundren.
Dungeon
Gundren.
Rockseeker?
Rockseeker.
And he was a dwarf, right?
Correct.
They
In
were supposed to have come ahead of us.
Sildar Hallwinter was his warrior compatriot who was a human.
We
That
might
seems-
be helping out our hirer,
Our
our
boss?
patron,
Employer.
employer. Yeah.
As a
El
point of
Jefe.
Words are
order-
hard for me.
As a point of order, he has handpicked you all. Like, we kind of break immersion real quick. He, as we kind of talked about before the game, to kind of help develop your backstory with him, he's someone that you all kind of consider as you know, an employer, but also like a really good guy. He's a friend of yours. He's not someone that you're just like, yeah, this dickhead that gives me money. Like he's someone you would probably genuinely care about.
I might just say that anyways, because my disdain for non-elves.
I'm not saying you would. I'm just trying to make sure that I level set that for y'all.
So let's we don't want to
That's
head
all?
back down towards the bridge. Maybe let's try to head further into the cave to try to find them.
Well, that's the way back. That's the way further into the cave, is across the
Yeah,
bridge.
across the bridge.
Well, there's two paths.
Oh, I don't see the other one.
There are two paths. It's not in that frame that you can see in the picture there,
That's
Kenrick, but
helpful.
at the
Okay.
the southernmost part of that, there are steps, which is why I said in the furthest end of the cave from where you came, there's steps that lead up into another room, and then you
So
have
you're-
that curly corner that leads back across the bridge.
Can we discern if there's any markings that show maybe which way they took them? Like
Or hear
spots-
anything.
spots of blood
Well,
or hearing?
I mean, I can definitely track goblin tracks.
So you see goblin tracks, both going to and actually, you know, give me a perception check. I know you can, but I want you to give me a check real quick. I'll show you.
Oh,
Give me just
Not
a
Do
many.
second.
you see anything other than goblin tracks?
that's why I asked like blood, spots of blood,
Mm.
drag marks, anything.
21.
Okay, so you see what looks like the drag marks that you had been following through the thicket. That they appear to be a bit older at this point. Now that you've had a chance to see them in more of the dirt, they've kind of been trampled. But it's clearly recently something has been trampled into both directions. The larger of which seems to have gone across the bridge. You also can discern that there are significantly more goblin steps that are leading back across towards the bridge. And there is a set of goblin tracks, something larger than goblin that is still humanoid, and a wolf leading up into the room with the stairs.
I recognize the wolf tracks. I recognize the goblin tracks, but I don't recognize this other larger track. I don't know what this is, guys.
Big tracks means big thing to kill.
Not
So-
like
Or it
big.
could
It's
have
still
been-
medium-sized humanoid, but bigger than goblin.
So we think more of them are going across the bridge then, or up the
Further into the cave.
More goblin tracks are leading further across back across the bridge.
Or maybe we should clear out whatever's up these stairs first.
Should we kind of follow these tracks?
The tracks
long as I
would
get to
lead
kill
us to the dwarf and the human. It's what
Most
you
likely.
said, the goblin said yes.
Remembering from what that goblin had said earlier, that there was like 18 or 19 more in here. And we've killed how many since we came in? 1, 2, 3.
5.
No, we've actually
6.
killed 6.
We've killed 6.
2 at the front and 3 here.
Plus
no,
the
we
one
haven't.
on the bridge.
one on the
Oh yeah,
bridge.
plus the one on the bridge. Yeah, so 6. Yeah.
Technically, Maguble killed him.
True.
Good old Magoobly. Hey.
Magoobles.
Well, how about we go to the one that most likely has the dwarf or human?
I would say we
What-
should still follow the tracks.
But yeah, I
Well,
think
so-
we should follow the tracks.
So I said there's drag marks that lead into both directions, the larger of which seems to have gone back across the bridge.
I think it sounds like most of the tracks are going that way, and so if we go up the stairs to this other place, I think we'll probably keep enemies from coming up from behind us.
Let's do that.
Sounds good.
I don't want to get hit in the back.
All right, so up these stairs in the back, then, like down, away from the bridge.
I'm going to ask that you guys give me a party stealth check again.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
18.
17.
22.
As a-
7.
As a party, you succeed. So, as we move up into this new expanse, you can see that this is the largest room in the cavern thus far that you have seen, aside from the room that you were just in with the 2 pools. The ceilings extend up 30 feet. Down from that ceiling extends stalagmites that just... Stalactites that kind of finger down and threaten everything below. In one corner, you can see almost a big makeshift throne with a large bugbear sitting there, which you can only deem to think is Clarg. In addition, sitting next to him is a very angry-looking wolf. And across from him on the other side of the room, picking through some, other things and items, are 2 goblins, kind of, rummaging through loot.
Have they noticed us?
You are stealthy.
No,
As a
we're
party,
stealthy.
they have not noticed you.
Is there any other doors? Is it just one room?
This is just one room.
So one room, one wolf, one bugbear, 2 goblins. That's it, and some stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll say you can see as you peer in with your dark vision that it appears that there is an area that looks like they have been dragging and throwing items through.
Okay. So that
might be the shaft into the wolf den.
I'm thinking that's the shaft down into the wolf den.
It most likely is.
Okay. So when do you think we should take out Clarg?
Well, I think this is a good time to make everyone take a nap.
Kill his reinforcements first?
If you want to try and put those 2 goblins to sleep, and then we can take out the wolf and Clarg.
How close is Clarg and the wolf and the goblins together?
The goblins are a good 15, 20 feet away from Clarg, maybe a little bit more. They are not fond of him, as you can discern from previous conversations. They like to keep their distance, especially from the wolf that looks hungry and mean.
Interesting.
So
I have a plan. So, judging by previous things, I think we could make him go to sleep with the wolf. We might also be able to convince the goblins to help us out.
Do you think you can put both of them to sleep?
I might be able to put both of them to sleep, but Maruple seems to have some power here, no?
is that that chute that goes that's right there? Is it steep?
Straight drop.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's probably safer if we put the goblins to sleep. He looks a lot bigger than the other things that you've put to sleep so far.
True. But I can prioritize him and then the wolf. So at least we could have the more lethal thing asleep.
We only get 6. Remember, it's what, like 1. You can put him to sleep for 1 minute.
It's 1 minute, but combat is 6 seconds per round.
Okay.
Yeah, so we would definitely have time once we initiate combat.
Can we
I
just
think
get
it
to the
might be
part where we
worth-
kill them?
It might be worth trying to convince the goblins to help us kill him.
So let's, I guess, start with that, and then we can make some sleepy time if needed.
You might want to read Sleep again. It starts with the creature that has the lowest hit points.
Oh, is it lowest?
Yeah.
Oh, moving on to a creature with the next lowest. I thought it was like starts at the top, went low. Thank you. That clarifies.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That
Oh.
that wasn't
It's
clear.
good to know.
That's good to know.
It's good to
So-
know.
I mean, but yeah, let's. So, any objections to working some Maguble magic?
It's not going to hurt to try, right?
Don't hurt to try.
While he's readying that, can I just have my bow at the ready?
Sure. You can ready if you like.
Alright.
Okay, and so I use message only affects one creature, right?
Yeah.
Yep, it's a cantrip, so I could technically do both afterwards. So I whisper to one of the goblins in the same voice that I did before. Goblin, this is Maguble. I know that you do not like this bugbear. Rise up. Now is the time to kill him. I will grant you favor in this with envoys to help you. And I can roll. What do you want me to roll for?
Give me a persuasion check.
22.
Wow. Okay. So as you whisper to this goblin, he goes,
Maguble, kill Clark, no like Clark.
and he goes to grab his short bow and starts to ready it and aim at Clark. As
At
he
this
does
time-
this, his second goblin starts looking at his friend very confused as what is going on.
Can I throw a javelin at the other goblin?
Can
No.
Can I at this time
Okay.
whisper the same thing to that goblin?
I'm gonna say that was a turn.
Okay.
So how do I want to do this?
Best thing would probably be to roll initiative and have this as a surprise round.
It will be. I'm just gonna.
So I can speak goblin. Could I shout the same command across the room?
You could, but they would not think that it's from Maguble. We're gonna do this. Give me another persuasion check. I'm going off the rails, but I'm the DM, so I can do whatever the hell I want. So give it to me.
You're a show, damn it.
All right. 17.
Fantastic. So this is how this is gonna play out. So as the first goblin who you have convinced that Maguble is telling him to rise up against Clark for the glory of Maguble, the other goblin is going to look at him.
Hey, Eep. What the fuck are thinking?
And he's going to turn to him and say,
Maguble said kill Clark.
and he says,
Really? Kill Clark? Me nor like Clark. Me nor like Clark either.
he goes,
Shoot Clark.
and so he is also going to ready his bow. And they are now both aiming at Clark. About to strike. What does everybody else want to do before they pull this trigger in this round?
I would like to cast a spell.
Okay?
Can I assume that that's basically my action for this round?
Yes, that is your action.
Okay, cool. Then I'm done.
How far away from
You are within
Bugbear, are
any
we?
range to do anything.
any range to do anything?
Okay.
You are within ranged combat range. You are within probably 2 turns of melee combat range. He's
Mimir-
sitting at the
I'm
other
in
end of the
ranged
cave from
range.
your steps. So you're no, you know what? I'll say he's within range for you doing. He's about 30 feet away from you. The goblins were a bit out of melee range, but he He is just within your melee range,
And what is the wolf doing?
sitting next to Clark.
Just sitting.
Okay. Bamir is going
What
to
should we
cast.
take out first?
Bamir is going to cast Fairy Fire.
Oh, read me that spell.
Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw.
Does it take any damage, or is it just covered in light?
For the duration, objects and affected creature shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has the advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible.
Okay. So I'm going to say if you choose to do that, then we're no longer going to have surprise for the rest of the group. But you will have advantage to attack. And 2 goblins also rolling to attack Clark. Because
Can
once you
I-
cast that, he is most certainly going to know something is going on. So
Yeah.
as a group, I'll let you decide.
Can I at least get one shot on him with my bow?
I'm just saying we have to roll initiative. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Would you guys rather have like surprise or advantage?
Oh,
I mean, there's a rules question
Sure.
about surprise rounds,
Sure.
but you know, whatever the call is, because you know whoever's going to do anything during the surprise round, it seems like anybody that makes an attack would end the surprise round.
I would just say because we're not in here's my point. Because we're not in initiative order, if you're casting this spell and they're firing at the same time, then they wouldn't have the benefit of rolling for advantage. Does that make sense? Like they would basically be firing the same time that you're casting.
Oh yeah, the goblins. Yeah, I don't care about the goblins.
No, not the
having
goblins. I'm
advantage.
talking about your fairy fire, right? So you'd be casting fairy fire at the same time that everyone else is shooting. So they wouldn't necessarily have advantage at that point because you're technically not going before them in any order. It would all be happening at the same time.
Oh, that's how surprise rounds work. Normal. Okay, by the book, surprise rounds work where you roll initiative and the people are aware of the combat.
Oh, I got you.
Make their turns, and the people that aren't aware don't get to.
Then let's go ahead and roll some initiative.
There.
Okay.
That'll work.
do we assume mine is 0 or 20? At least we started with me.
Just
you
roll
would
for
have-
it. Just roll for it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
17.
16.
11.
17.
22.
Nice.
Well,
Nice,
Go
dude.
first.
That pretty much settles that. The fairy fire flies. So the fairy fire flies, and Gotrek and his wolf are illuminated and covered in fairy fire. They
Well,
look-
Krug.
Huh?
I don't want to be
Not
illuminated in
Gotrek.
the light.
Oh, not go to Clark. Clark, yes. Godrek's just fun to say it now. I was
Yeah.
worried about it before, but now it's just fun to say. So Clark the bugbear, his fur starts to shimmer as all of a sudden everything stands on end and he tingles all over his body. What is this? And as he does that, the wolf looks and senses this like absolutely eerie feeling come over it, and it starts radiating with light, and it also starts snarling and just dripping with saliva. And Godorok, you are up next, and you can roll with advantage to whatever you want to do.
Well, attack.
The attack advantage. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
want
that was attacking.
to- Yeah. I'm gonna rage.
Okay.
And take a great axe and swing it at the wolf. Want to get him out of the way.
Okay.
So it. That's 6. All right. That is
You roll your
9.
attack with advantage,
Yes, roll your attack with advantage.
which means you rolled twice and
Roll
keep
twice.
the higher one.
Thank God. 17 plus. What is my plus for hit?
Plus 5.
21.
Yes. So you most definitely hit. Roll for damage.
Five.
You rolled a 2?
I rolled a 1. Actually, wait, am I doing math wrong?
1d12
Plus
plus
3.
3?
Oh, and I rage, so 6.
6. Okay.
Okay.
Makes more sense.
Okay. So,
Horrible.
Goderic, as you go into a rage and your muscles swell and the veins start popping out of your neck, you grab your great axe and prime it as you charge shoulder first into this wolf and bring your great axe down upon its side and slash it for some pretty hefty 6 damage. It is looking very annoyed, if not injured, at this point.
That did not go as planned.
There you go.
And then can I back up like 10 feet so I'm not
No.
right there? No, I
You-
cannot.
You
Okay.
used all your movement.
You
to
use
get
all your movement
I'm
to get
done.
there.
That
All right.
sucks.
Hysteria, it's on you.
Asteria is going to cast Thorn Whip on the wolf.
Ooh. What does that do?
It creates a long vine-like whip covered in thorns that lashes out towards a creature in range and deals 1d6 piercing damage. If the creature is large or smaller, I pull it 10 feet closer.
Ooh. Okay.
My question about that is, if I pull it 10 feet closer, does Gotrek get a
No.
opportunity?
Force movement
Because
does
it
not
moves?
provoke
No.
opportunity
It does not? Okay.
attacks.
Yeah, it does not.
Regardless. But I have advantage, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 21.
You most certainly hit.
And 6 piercing damage.
So you cast your thorn whip, and as you do, this vine with the most god-awful large thorns you've ever seen just stretches from your hand like your scorpion in Mortal Kombat, and it pierces straight through the chest of this wolf and entangles it in its tendrils, constantly piercing and poking and prodding and tearing into its flesh. And it basically curls it like a python curling its prey. And the wolf gives a and then falls down dead.
Snuffles.
His name was Ripper.
Take
Yeah.
his hide.
I'm not kidding. His name was Ripper.
Very ironic name for what happened to his chest.
And Clark's going to look down. Ripper, no! And he's really pissed. And Leif, you are up. Unless Asteria
okay.
has more things to do.
Nope, I do not.
Okay, Leif.
Question. I'm not too familiar about all the combat in and outs.
Oh,
you-
this was the surprise round. So you use your action to convince the goblins to attack Clark.
Okay, so I don't do anything.
So you whispered.
Okay, that's
So it's
I did stuff.
it's up to me then.
But I do have a
So
quick
no,
question.
so it's up to the goblins at this point.
Oh, they
Both-
rolled better than me.
They did. They rolled better than you.
I rolled bad.
And the goblins, unfortunately, both. Well, no, they have advantage as well, or is it only members of our party?
have
They would have
for
advantage
attacking.
because they are targeting the character. Oh
Yep.
boy! And give me
Yeah.
1 second here.
Yeah, he's glowing a nice shade of purple.
Yes. Okay. Both goblins hit, and they hit for 5 damage apiece. So as they take aim on Clarg, they say,
Former Kirby! Damn you, Clark!
and they basically fire these arrows and right into his chest. Not super deep, but definitely enough to where he feels them, and he goes, "Argh!" as he takes those 2 to the chest. So now he's looking rather pincushiony, but he is just now discovering what happens when Osen has his turn.
Okay.
Ashin.
I'm gonna shoot him with my longbow.
Okay.
Natural 20.
It's
So +5, so 25.
Well, 20 automatically
Yeah,
hits.
natural 20. That's
Yeah.
a critical, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So I
Mm,
roll
so-
2 d8s instead
Yes.
of 1?
Yes.
And then just add your modifier as usual.
To both?
No,
No.
you only add your
Add to one.
modifier once.
Yes.
Double the dice.
$13.
13. Okay. So as you pull back your bow, you take one of your arrows again and pull back and pull just a little harder this time than you had previously, because he's a big SOB. And as you let loose, you try to aim straight for his gut, and you basically work to disembowel him. And as he's groaning from the hits of the other arrows, your arrow pierces him straight through his left side, and you can see it just poke out the right side. And he screams even louder this time, which I can't do because there's people sleeping in my house. As he is still standing, but looking very hurt.
Okay. And who's next?
And we are back to Bamir.
The day is mine.
It could be.
I will point at Clarg and say, roll over and die, you weedy hell-hated bladder.
Roll the hit.
Oshin laughs.
Oh,
Oshin
God.
laughs.
For the love of God.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
And force him to make a wisdom save, DC 13.
He fails horribly. He is also not wise.
Then he takes a whole point of damage.
It's higher
And-
point.
and his next attack action is at a disadvantage.
Wow. If he makes it that far. So as you spout these curses at him, he goes, and he grabs his face, and you see blood trickle out of his ear as your words have pained him deeply.
Whoever said sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me was a fat liar.
And Goderic, you are standing right there, and it is your turn.
Going for the kill shot. I'm swinging my great axe again.
Roll to hit.
22.
You most certainly hit.
And I do 8. No, I'm sorry. 11 damage.
Say, add them modifiers, man.
Please.
So, as you are standing there, having just put your axe into his wolf, you collect yourself, and you have been waiting for this. And as he takes that damage, and as you can see him cover his eye, as he's clearly pained by the bard's words, you chuckle to yourself a bit, and you hit him with the great axe and literally go from that arm that was covering his eye and cleave through his arm, through his shoulder, and halfway into his torso. And he basically kind of folds apart in a bit and slumps over. dead. You have killed Clarg, and now you have two very confused looking goblins staring at you, wondering where the hell you came from. And they are not looking great at you.
Magoobles thanks you.
Magoobles thanks you.
Magoobles.
Asteria, you're up next. What do you do?
So we just have the goblins, right?
There are two goblins, and they are very confused right now.
How far away are they?
Kill them.
They are... From where you're standing, you guys still haven't moved from the entrance of the cave, so they are 25 feet away from you.
Okay. I'm
Moving
going
closer.
to move up 10 feet,
Okay.
and then she's going to cast poison spray on one of them.
Ooh.
On one of them. Okay.
Yes, it doesn't affect two. It's just one.
What does that do?
Poison spray. Extend hands towards a creature I can see within range. Project a puff of noxious gas from my palm. They must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 poison damage.
Oof. All right. So you're casting?
Yes,
Is that a spell slot or is that a attack?
it's a cantrip. It's
It's a cantrip.
spell.
Okay. So he did make his saving throw. So as you run over and shoot forth from your hand poison spray, it slowly dissipates as it falls before him, and he is unharmed. Leif, you're up.
I walk about into view of these goblins,
Okay.
and I have a quick question for Shape Changer. Does Shape Changer let me do anything after I make the action, or is it just the action and that's it? It just says as an action, you can change your appearance and your voice. Doesn't matter. It's fine.
So
What-
I would, well, so to what end? If you're trying to, I kind of think I understand what you're trying to do here. If you would be trying to shapeshift to be like Magooblier and then try and persuade them afterwards, that'd be two actions.
I think that's two. Okay, perfect. That explains that. Well, next best thing. I cast Frostbite on the one that just got attacked with poison spray,
Okay.
and they have to just roll for con.
Wow. These goblins don't want to die. Natural 20.
Okay.
So as you go to cover this one goblin in ice, you see from the ground the ice starts to materialize against his feet, but then some force makes that ice dissipate and he is unaffected. Perhaps Lord Magooblier is looking after them after all.
I then take the rest of that to move back to where I was.
Okay. It is now the goblins' turns. And they are going to very confusedly look at you and also be very annoyed that you just tried to attack them and say,
Hey, who are you? Why attack?
and basically get all pissed off. And one of them is going to take a run at Asteria. And he's going to hit. And he's going to hit for 10 damage.
Well,
Well, snap.
Whoops.
I wasn't first.
So as the goblin runs up, 1 second here. Yep, that's what I thought. So as the goblin runs up to Asteria, who has just tried to poison him, he is looking just absolutely both puzzled and enraged all at the same time. And with his scimitar, comes up and and literally just slams it down into your shoulder, driving it deep into your collarbone as you drop down to the floor, unconscious.
Okay.
And I think, do you have to make your death saving throw here, or is it on the next turn?
The next turn, I think.
Yeah.
Next
Beginning
turn.
of our next turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then the next goblin, he's seeing that Asteria has been downed, is going to take aim at Gotaruk, as Gotaruk is the closest person in view, and he's going to charge this orc with his scimitar and deal 5 damage to him, slashing you across your side and back, as you were almost unaware at this point that he was charging you.
Now, since I have raged, I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
You do, so it would be halved, so
So 2.
2.
2. All right.
And you look at him, 'tis but a scratch.
Now I'm extra pissed.
Extra pissed. And we are to Osen. Ashin. Damn it, Ashin.
The one that just struck Asteria down, I'm going to take aim at him,
Okay.
and I'm going to fire my longbow at him.
Okay.
19 to hit.
Absolutely hit. Do you get, what are your bonuses because he is your hated or favorite enemy?
I think that has to do like if I have to make like wisdom checks and stuff.
Okay. Fair
Against them.
But you're going to certainly hit. So
8.
8. Seeing Asteria go down and not knowing her condition, you feel absolute terror at the thought that she could be gone. And in your internal rage at seeing this happen to her, pull back your bow even further than you pulled it last time and let loose this arrow. It pierces the goblin through the nose and rocks him back so hard that you can hear his head smack on the ground, and he is dead. Clark dead.
Okay, so how far is Godaruk from me?
He's about 20 feet.
And how far is Asteria from me?
About another 20 feet.
I want to move to where like I'm standing in front of her body.
So between them? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. So you are now standing in between Asteria, the goblin, and Godaruk.
And then
You're not quite flanking the goblin, but you're close.
can I kind of call back to Bamir and ask him to come help her?
Sure. And
All right.
just so happens, it's Bamir's turn.
Yeah, Bamir's gonna come up. And be, oh shit. Puts his hands on Asteria and casts Cure Wounds, which will allow her to heal 10 damage.
Bard coming in clutch. So as Bamir runs over and puts his hands on Asteria, you can see that you can feel the magic flow from you into her, and her still lifeless form twitches and comes back to life as you see the majority of her wounds be healed almost to like she was never hit at all. And she is stabilized. And Godaruk. You now have a goblin that just scratched you, standing right
I
in
am
front of you.
going to kill him, hopefully. Swing another great axe. 23.
You hitting.
13 damage.
At this point, you look down at this goblin who's just dealt you 2 damage with his sword, and you chuckle. And you just take your axe with one hand and cleave him in half. Because you're still raged, and you're still hulking. And he basically just melts apart in front of you. Completely and utterly dead. And you have cleared the room, lady and gentle people.
Yay!
Good job, everyone. That went good.
I help Asteria to her feet. And before he can move away, I hug Bamir.
We're doing this now. Okay. Bamir pats him on the back.
Bamir, do you speak Elvish?
He does.
Okay, so in Elvish, and I say in Elvish, thank you very much.
Whatever. Yeah. Sure, she would do the same for me.
I think so.
God,
I walk over to Asteria and, oddly out of character, am concerned and ask if she's okay.
I am now.
What did that feel like, Asteria? Play that for us as you had that experience.
I don't know. It's an odd question.
It's just an RP moment, that's all. Being cleaved into your shoulder and fading into the void, and then having your lifeless body jolt back to life and feel like nothing had happened at all. That's probably a pretty weird experience.
It's a pretty weird experience, and she's very weirded out. She is not from this place. So she's kind of speechless right now.
She might still be in some shock.
As I'm kind of like standing here and listening, I'm starting to like snap back to reality. I want to. Can we search this room and see what's in the room? If there's anything worth taking, if there's any sign of like the dwarf or the other humanoid.
Sure. So sacks and crates of looted provisions are piled up in the south end of the cave. To the west, the floor slopes towards a narrow opening that descends into darkness, which you can only now assume is the chimney chute that led to the wolves' den. A larger opening leads north, down the set of natural stone steps that you came through, and all you can really hear is the water. That said, you can see that there is a fire pit of hot coals that have been burning that you only now noticed after the heat of that battle. You can smell something that is not quite appetizing emanating from a pot within it. As you look over more towards the piles of stuff that are over in the south side of the cave, you can see that there's bulky stores that would not be easily transportable by any of you, even as a party. You would definitely need a wagon or something to be able to convey these goods over a long distance. Within there's seemed to be a large stockpile of provisions. There's a chest that is there. Would
I like the
anybody
sound of a chest.
like to investigate the chest?
I would definitely like to investigate said chest.
So as Bamir walks over to the chest and opens it, he goes, Give me your best exclamation of glee here, Bamir.
He seems like a squeer.
Yeah, give me a squee or something. So as Bamir opens it, he is elated to see that The chest contains 600 copper pieces, 110 silver pieces, 2 potions that you can clearly kind of discern as potions of healing, and a jade statuette of a frog with tiny golden orbs for eyes worth 40 gold pieces. And the
Okay,
frog statuette
once
is
more,
small
but
enough.
slower.
Yes. So again, that is 600 copper pieces, 110 silver pieces, 2 potions of healing, and a jade statuette of a frog with tiny golden orbs for eyes worth 40 gold pieces.
After hearing this ecstatic glee, I briefly just look towards Ashin and Mysteria and say in Elvish, I'm glad you're both okay. And then go over to Bamir and see what he's so excited about.
Bamir has already started kind of counting out some of the money that's in this chest.
As a point of order, I'm just going to add that the provisions seem clearly marked with a shield with a lion on it. Just so you're aware. Maybe make a note.
Somebody's probably looking for these provisions. Should we go back and maybe get the wagon and bring it up close to this cave to try to get some of this stuff out?
I don't know how much closer we can bring the wagon to this place unless we can find another way around that's more passable than the trail.
Path was pretty narrow, so I don't think we can.
And we still
Get
need
here.
we still need to find the dwarf and human
do.
that are in here. I
Yeah.
don't think these things are going anywhere.
Is this since we know Gundrum pretty well, is this a sigil that he uses at all, or is it a different one?
It is a different one.
Okay.
It is
All right,
not
well-
a sigil of the Gundren brothers.
The best we can do now is make a note of this location and make sure that we pass it on to whoever.
So I am good with like maps and stuff, but I do not have like a piece of parchment on me or anything to be able to like kind of draw.
I will.
We take a scrap of cloth from the goblin's clothing.
I'm pretty sure in the provisions or supplies you can find yourself a piece of paper.
Okay. So I'd like to do that
Okay.
and kind of draw like a rudimentary map of the pathways that we've taken into the cave.
Okay.
And then kind of mark that spot and then mark it with the sigil that's on the provisions.
Okay.
I also commit that to memory, as since I'm a wanderer, I have a good memory of that.
Awesome.
Is there any other paper that we could find?
There is not.
Just the one sheet.
Just the one sheet.
Okay.
It's got 2 sides. What do you want me to write on it?
I happen to carrying paper around.
Okay. Do you want to carry this in case we need to write something else down?
Sure.
All right. Here, I hand it to Bamir.
He puts it in his scroll case. Well, his map or scroll case, whatever.
After them doing this, I take a look at Clarg, and I look towards Guderick with a bit of an idea. Guderick, would you be mindful to chop off his head for me?
Gladly.
Thank you.
Wait, what?
Just go with it. I have a plan.
Okay.
Cutting his head off.
You cut his head off.
Perfect. So we're gonna go kill the other goblins. I think this might be either a good bargaining tool or a bit of intimidation for them. Don't you say?
Yeah,
I
I'll
agree.
carry it around.
Sounds good. Let's take that and let's go rescue our friend and his escort.
So with kind of like what I drew on that paper and me remembering like the pathways we took,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make my like kind of inform the party that we'll go back the way we came and take that path to the left that we didn't go before instead of going down the way we came up into the room with the two pools.
Sure. So as you make your way down the steps back into the room with the twin pools, you then veer left into an opening that leads to the bridge overlooking the main cavern that you entered going in. You can still hear the nice rushing of the water beneath you, and it's almost soothing after all the combat that you have had thus far. That said, you're still vigilant, and as you round the corner, you are gonna make me another stealth check as a party.
23 for Oshin.
Okay.
Jesus. 20. Nope. 12.
A 1.
9.
14.
So in the kind of I don't want to say exhaustion, because you guys have made pretty short work of the goblins in this cave, but in the I'd say loss of focus from defeating Clarg and looking over that loot, Godoruk is really just kind of thinking that he's invincible, and as he walks around this corner, he sees, and the rest of you then after him see, a great cavern with 6 goblins and 1 human slumped over in a corner near a ledge. These goblins are sitting around a fire looking to be, talking amongst themselves, and as Godoruk rounds the corner, you make some kind of loud noise as you brush up against one of the walls, and it alerts every single goblin in that room to your presence.
Oh, crap.
Roll for initiative.
How many?
6.
6.
Nice.
By the way, who was carrying Clark's head?
I have the head.
Godoruk has the head.
Okay.
Which you'll probably need to drop.
We'll see. $20 for initiative. 18 plus the 2. Yep.
Okay.
I have 20 as well.
Okay.
17.
9.
10.
Okay. So, Godoruk, I'll let you guys choose. Godoruk or Leif. Which one wants to go first?
I'd
like to go first and attempt to intimidate them.
go for it.
Okay. Give me an intimidation check.
And I have 16. And I have the head. I fling the head around to show that we've killed their leader.
16
I don't know if
and
that-
a head.
That's got to
Same
be an
thing.
advantage.
We'll see. So, how do I want to play this? Okay. So, you walk in and you yell out to the goblins, who clearly see you at this point. We've killed your leader. Here's his head. And 5 of them seem a bit concerned that this kind of adventuring party has now wandered into their den, holding the head of a bugbear that basically bossed them around for the last God knows how long. Maguble be praised. And they're kind of stuck between a fearful state, but also a kind of elated state. However, there is one that stands out. He's slightly bigger, and he calls back out to you.
Hey, you kill Clark?
Yes, I did, and I'll kill you too if you don't run away.
You're gonna let them run
Unique.
away?
You kill Clark. Now Unique in charge.
Oh no. Well, then I'll kill you next.
So, in the heat of that exchange, Yamika is going to reach down and grab the human, who you can see now is Sildar Hallwinter, Gundren's compatriot, and he is bound, bloodied, very close to death, and in his loose consciousness, looks up at you, goes, "My friends, don't trust him." And Yumik looks back at you and says,
Leave cave or human die.
I'm assuming that was my action.
Yes, you acted to intimidate.
Okay.
All right, who's next then?
It'd be me.
Leaf.
That is Leaf.
Leaf.
How far away are they?
Not far. I mean, you rounded that corner and bam, they're maybe 15, 20 feet in front of you, max.
There are two options. And there are 6 goblins.
There are 6 of them.
Um,
5 that are afraid and 1 that is holding one of your, I don't want to say he's a friend, but someone that you know.
all right. Got it. So I cast Minor Illusion, and I fill the entire chasm very loudly with my voice in Goblin. And I kind of move behind Godoruk as I do this to kind of hide that I'm the one talking. And I just say, it is almost painfully echoing through this chamber.
Okay.
Your god Maguble speaks to you now. I have sent these envoys to kill Clog for your faithfulness to me. Release the human, and you live with your lives.
Give me a persuasion.
And 24.
You make your Lord Makuble commands you free the human. I have freed you from Clog's grasp, and you now own Kragma hideout. Free him now, or you'll be damned.
Yumik takes a look at you, and as he feels this room echo, goes,
Take and go. Take and go.
and he seems visibly shaken, but also not to the point where he wouldn't attack you if the attack were to happen. And he throws Sildar down.
Where's the dwarf?
So
Where's Gundrum?
I'm about to ask that in Goblin.
Okay, so
Um,
you guys really got lucky with initiative. I'm gonna count that as Yumik's turn because he was next in initiative order. So him choosing or him being fooled and dropping Sildar is going to be his action. Ashin, you are up next.
I kind of step out so that they can see me with my bow readied, aiming, like kind of at the general group of them,
Okay.
and I just shout, "Where's Gundrum?"
Okay.
Or
Where's the
where's the dwarf in Goblin?
And they're all gonna look at each other. and they're all still pretty rattled from that intimidation, so I'll give this one to you. Dwarf not here. Dwarf not here. Dwarf to castle.
Someone tell me what the hell they're saying.
They just said that the dwarf's not here and he's at a castle?
Can I roll insight to see if they have lying body language or something?
Sure. Give me an insight check.
Wow, I got a 22.
You can see that they are visibly shaken and beyond scared shitless at both having a people capable of defeating Clarg and also hearing the voice of Magooble tell them to not harm these people. So they are as honest as you could possibly detect a goblin to be right now.
Cool.
Can I still speak? Or is
Sure.
that I have to wait for my next?
No, you can talk.
All right.
You have not had a check for anything, so I'll say you can
Okay.
talk. That's fine.
I would say Goderic, I recommend that you go and get the human. I'll keep you covered from here.
So he took an action. I don't want to have that. If you want to go get
can't do
Sildar,
that.
you can get him
Oh, okay.
with your movement.
I'll put the arrow away
Okay.
and then I'll walk very cautiously with one hand on a short sword
Okay.
towards the human to collect him.
Okay. That's fair. And that'll be your turn. Whew. And next up is the goblins. The goblins. I'm trying to think. I want to make them have a saving throw as the group of them to snap out of their fear and decide whether or not that they're going to attack you.
There is actually a rule for that.
Is
For
there?
intelligence, if a creature uses its action to examine the sound or image, the creature can determine that it's an illusion with a successful intelligence investigation check against
Beautiful.
spell save DC.
Correct.
Beautiful. What is the spell DC on that?
His is a 14.
Is it 14? It doesn't say on mine.
Yeah, it does. It's on your spell tab on the right under the tabs.
Well, all of these goblins are still visibly shaken and unable to move and are still completely convinced that their Lord of Mayhem, Magooble, just talked to them. Asteria, you're up. What do you do?
No one has attacked anyone yet. She's going to hold her action
Okay.
until someone attacks.
Okay. And our humble bard.
He will also hold his action.
Quick thing. Did Ashin actually did you say his name was Sildar?
He did. He grabbed Sildar.
And did he bring Sildar back to us?
He is now separated enough to where he is out. I mean, he's not out of range of anybody. You all are very close to each other, but he is in possession of Sildar at this point.
Okay, but has not made it back to us. Okay.
I just want to make sure that Sildar gets safe before Mimir's waiting for Sildar to be safe before he makes any type of a threatening action.
Okay. So that brings us back to Gotaruk.
I would like to switch to my mace and shield
Okay.
and just be on guard for whatever Yamik is planning.
So as of
I
right
don't
now,
want to swing yet.
as of right now, again, Yamik has listened to his Lord Magoublier, and he has let the human go. So as Yamik sees you ready a mace and shield, his inclination to be less hostile and let you go seems to fade, but only a little, as he starts to consider whether he's going to attack you or not. Leif, you're up.
Leif continues the minor illusion in the room
Okay.
and says and continues as Magouble, Meek, you have done well to listen to your God. You shall be rewarded in the future for your loyalty. Let these people go, and your gift shall be received.
Give me a persuasion check.
And 17.
Okay.
Look, I rolled an 11. So.
Yamik, you've done well to listen to me. You shall be aptly rewarded. Let these people go.
And at this, Yamik is still convinced that his Lord Magoublier is talking to him, and he is inclined to let you go, and he says,
What stand here? Leave! Leave, hideout!
Ashin, you are up.
I'm gonna move. So, in relation to like the room's layout, where am I like in that room as opposed to the rest of the party?
You again, you guys are all kind of right there at the entrance to that cave. So as you hit the mouth of that cave, you guys are all probably within the first 5 to 10 feet of that cave. You've successfully, kind of gotten Sildar out of the worst of it. Off to your left, you can see that steep passageway that you chose not to ascend earlier, a little bit further back in the tunnel, and then of course you have that tunnel that does lead back to the bridge, the way that you came.
Okay. I'd like to make my way back to the rest of the party.
Okay.
And be like past Godoruk and like near like Leaf and Bamir and Hysteria and set the human down.
Okay. So you have now moved back behind the party and you have set him down, and I will call that your action, and we're back to our goblin friends. And what did they have to make? 14?
If they are examining the
yes,
sound
they're still
as an action.
Yeah, I'm using that as their action to continue to examine that sound, whether or not to be hostile toward you, and whether they're going to continue to buy in this. And they continue to buy into this and feel cowed by the words of Lord Magoublier, and are just really anxious as to what is going to happen right now. And Hysteria, you are up.
I'm just gonna slowly move back up.
Are you going to move as far as you can?
Yes.
So you're going to back up and move back into the hallway so you are no longer visible from the room.
Yes.
Okay. Amir?
I am going to back up a little bit and see if I can make a medicine check on the human.
Okay.
Even though I'm not trained in medicine.
That's fine.
I got a 16.
Okay. So
I would
you
try and stabilize him.
I mean, he is stabilized. He's not making death saving throws or anything like that, but you can see that he has definitely been abused and beaten very badly, and he is on the verge of death, but he is not currently at risk of dying.
Okay. So, can he walk?
Yes.
Okay. I will help him up, and that's probably all I can do.
Okay. Next is we're back up to Gotaruk.
Can they understand common
Um,
goblins?
I think so.
yes, they can.
So I will not ask that question aloud. Rather not do that. I will continue to intimidate them to keep them in check, to make sure they don't try any funny business. That is 21.
And they continue to cower before you in your greatness as you fling Clarg's head at their feet. Are you going to make a move towards them, away from them?
I'm going to back up a bit.
Okay.
Just like 10 feet.
Okay.
And that's it.
So you're still kind of in the room, but not as far back as the rest of the party is currently.
Yes.
You have now, though, exposed Mr. Leif, who they did not know was there.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he was cowering behind me.
The jig
It's
is
like a-
up.
Leif, what do you
Flee
do?
on my behind.
My hand covers my mouth just casually, just like I'm like almost in thought. And I continue the minor illusion for one last time. The voice echoes, Amik, the head is not your only reward. This is the day you become king of the goblins. Sorry. I just broke.
This is the day you become king of the goblins.
Sorry, I broke.
Okay.
This is the day that you become king of the goblins.
Give me that check.
Well, I'm so I just broke. Sorry. God, why? Now you must slay your fellow brethren and become king.
Okay.
Wow.
Basically, yeah, having him kill for his god. Persuasion again.
That might be a
Is it a bit of a stretch?
that might be a roll at disadvantage.
No, that'll be a roll. Roll it.
Okay. 23.
So I don't know how you have amazing rolls. So
I get +6 to it, so it's just.
I understand that. So here's how this is going to play out. So you're not going to make him do something he wouldn't normally do. The goblins had a predisposition to absolutely hate Clark because he was a dick to them. Yamik is really kind of like their secondary leader. He's a little bigger, bulkier, but he's not someone that they would be inclined to hate, nor would he hate on fellow goblins. So as he hears this, he's going to have some serious reserves about following through on that action, as well as start to really continue to question this while being fearful enough to follow through with it, because to him he's going to say,
King? But Grohl King at castle. I can't kill Grohl. Magublier, why you ask this of me?
and that's going to be his turn. And Ashin, you are back up.
Do we take this opportunity to just leave?
That's
If you
the
wanted
question
to-
only
That's what
you
I
can
was-
answer.
If you wanted to if you wanted to disengage as a party, you all are, far enough away. You're not in, obviously there's been no combat, so there's no attacks of opportunity happening or anything like that. You have them at your mercy right now. You have everything you guys want. They are willing to let you leave and fearful of the wrath of Magoublier if they do not follow through with that and let you leave. So
Fearful
it's
of the
really up
wrath
to
of
you.
my
If you want
mace.
to disengage from that combat, you can as a party.
I think that's what we should do.
That's why I backed up.
Yeah, that's why I backed up a bit. I forgot Leaf was cowering behind me.
All right, are we disengaging then?
Yeah, I'm gonna while keeping my eyes on like the group of goblins, I'm gonna slowly back up towards Asteria until I'm out of view.
Okay. So as you back up, Yamik and the other goblins stare at you, both in fear and amazement, and also a hint of uncertainty and angst. And you fade from view. As you make your way out of out of that tunnel, you make your way back across the bridge to the area of the twin pools. I'll give you the opportunity to see if there's anything that you want to do at this point. I'll say that Mimir already collected the goods from the chest, and at this point you see no discernible way of moving the provisions from the cave without additional help.
And that means the goblins couldn't move those things either.
Not easily
They
without
had
help.
time.
Can we take the opportunity, take a moment to speak with the human and kind of ask him what happened?
You could. You just run the risk of the goblins deciding to kill you.
I think we should leave.
I think we can ask him once we're out of here.
Agreed.
I don't know if it's a good idea to leave a bunch of goblins here with all this stuff we were planning on sending people to collect.
That's kind of.
Our only option at the moment.
Do we think that they're going to come after us? Like, should we try to set up some kind of an ambush in this room?
Goblins are naturally evil creatures.
They're going to try to come after us. Either they're going to be waiting for us at the exit, or they're going to come after us in this room. Because if... Yeah.
All right. So who wants to kill the goblins?
I always want to kill goblins. I'm always going to say yes.
I need to be healed, but I refuse to ask for help. So I'm just gonna pick at my wounds, bringing attention to them.
There is literally nothing anybody can do for you.
Wait, we had health potions, didn't we? Can I just snatch one from whoever has them? Not even ask.
That'd be Bamir, who grabbed up all the loot.
I just loom over him, take a health
You
potion.
did not know that there was a health potion.
Oh, I don't. Okay, he did not tell us this.
Because
Okay.
he did not tell us. He just looted. So
Loot
Bamir
goblin.
knows that there's a health potion.
Or loot bard.
Don't. And then I would know as well because I peered over.
Yeah,
Leif would know. Yes.
but he doesn't seem to think that your injuries are terrible and that they should recover quickly in time. So he's going to suggest that either we kill the goblins or we leave. And if we decide to kill the goblins, then maybe he'll offer a health potion. So, are we staying to kill the goblins or are we leaving?
I want to kill the goblins.
Does anybody else say anything? Because
I would like to kill the goblins, but I also would like to not die.
I would love to not die again.
Yeah, we saw the small grass lady.
yeah, I'm pretty tapped as far as magic goes, and I don't think we should waste these healing potions if we don't have to.
All right.
You can kill more goblins another day, Ashi. I think we should leave.
Okay. Let's kind of retrace our. I'd like to maybe then retrace our. Listening to everybody talk, I'm kind of convinced. So, can we like retrace our steps the way we came back towards the exit? And I'd like to kind of move out in front of the party by about 5 to 10 feet to kind of scout ahead.
Sure. So, as the party moves back down the steps from the pools, down towards that central chamber, you go underneath the bridge. I want you to give me a perception check.
Who?
Me.
Ashin.
$18.
So as you're passing that steep cavernous wall, which is now on your right-hand side, you can hear the sounds of footsteps that seem to be making their way in your direction. Back from the goblin den.
Probably let your party know.
It's I kind of let the group know that I can hear their footsteps coming.
Looks like they made the choice for us.
They haven't come upon you yet. I'm just telling you, you can hear footsteps coming.
So
should
we try to
leave?
Do we run or do we set up an ambush?
Well, you can be prepared if they come at us.
Can we sneak past them? Like, are they far enough away? Can I tell by the sound of their footsteps that are they far enough away that we can sneak past them as a party?
Yes. If you wanna give me a party stealth check, we can do that.
Oh, here we go again. Please not a nat one.
Yeah, about that nat one.
Yeah, I actually rolled a nat one too.
So I got a 6.
So I roll an 18 and y'all rolled nat one. Really?
Yes. I rolled an 18 as well.
Rolled a 19.
Well, I have a
Savage,
3
what did
and
you
Samir
roll?
has a 6.
18.
Okay. So, wait, you rolled an 18?
Yes.
Okay, so the vast majority of the party has survived the stealth check, thank God. And you... Yeah, and you guys stealthily make your way out underneath that cavern undetected, and you can hear the voice of Yamik as you guys are moving along this cavern.
Find them, kill them, You must not let them leave. No deals with people that aren't us. No deals.
And so you guys leave, and you leave the cave undetected, and you make your way into the clearing and back through the goblin blind, and you make your way back to the wagon. And the wagon seems untouched. The trap that you had set earlier is undisturbed, and even the head of the goblin that Godoruk has placed by the back wheel is still in its same place. You help Sildar into the back of the wagon and mount up the oxen. And give me a perception check.
All right.
I love how Ashin automatically knows them. I mean, for you.
16.
Okay. And you could tell that after you were about a good half mile away from the cave mouth, that you could not hear any goblins and did not perceive them to be chasing you beyond where you were. So you have felt safe this entire time.
Okay, would we like to take a short rest before we move on?
We should probably find somewhere safe to sit down, camp, have a meal, tend to each other's wounds, check our equipment.
Okay.
Talk to Sildar.
I'm good with that.
All right, so do we want to go further down the road, or?
We need somewhere secure.
Yeah.
Or somewhere that we can make secure. Wherever we go, I'll take first watch.
All right, well, let's see if we can go further down the road and find a safer place.
All right, so as a party, you mount up, you have your cart full of provisions that is, again, untouched. You make your way with Sildar, who's still groaning and fading in and out of consciousness as he goes, and you make your way back down the Triboar Trail a bit further towards Phandalin. In another half a day or so, you should be there, and you pull off into a nice little clearing off the side of the road to make a camp.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far away from the goblin camp because I think we might need to go back and see if we can get more information from them about where this castle is. So
you make camp. What do you do? Who does what?
I would like to, since I am good at this, just so we don't use our previous rations, I can find food and fresh water for myself and up to 5 other people. So I go back to living off the land.
Okay, so you're going to go forage for food?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll if there's a tree nearby, I'll try to climb up the tree to keep watch.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to try and get some sleep myself. I'm pretty exhausted actually from our previous combats. So
Gotrek, you return with your provisions. Ashin, you're up a tree. The rest of you probably should make a watch order.
that's his way of saying I'd like to take third watch.
I opt for taking the second watch after Ashin.
I'll take the last watch.
Okay.
Some of you have the ability to not sleep, but just trance.
Yeah, I have 4 hours. I have to trance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll enter my trance until it's time for my watch.
So luckily for you all, the night is uneventful. You're able to eat your fill from the fare that Godoruk is able to secure from the provisions of the area. I think there was a couple of rabbits he was able to secure and some berries and whatnot, and brought that back, and you all were able to cook up a nice meal and eat. Sildar has been basically you created somebody lent him a bedroll, and you guys placed him there. And again, while he's kind of slipping in and out, he seems to be stabilized and doing a bit better at this point now that he's able to rest without constantly being accosted by goblins and kicked and beaten and poked and prodded. And morning comes, and it's a brisk morning. And Sildar rouses. Ugh. And he looks around, and he recognizes you because you guys met at Neverwinter. Before Gundren left, he introduced himself to you all, and so while he doesn't know you well, he knows you well enough to know who you are. And he goes, "Oh, it's you. You found me. Oh, those goblins ambushed me and Gundren. They knew we were coming. They knew. We need to find him. I heard the goblins say that they took him to Cragmaw Castle. I don't know where that is, but we could probably ask around and find where that is. We need him."
Okay, well, I guess the best we can do is probably go back to the cave and see if we can question Meek for where this castle is.
I don't know if that would be prudent at this time. Well, I think maybe we should go to Falandin and see if we can get some help first. There were people we were supposed to meet there. Barthen, I see you still have his cart and his provisions. Perhaps he could help us. There's other good people in Phandalin that could be of use in securing this information.
Well, if you think we have time, then yes.
Well, Gundren's no longer there. I don't know if he's going to be alive or dead when we find him at this castle, but they certainly wanted him and they wanted his map. Did he tell you why it was that we were even going on this journey?
No, we were just supposed to meet him in Phandelver.
Well, more than 500 years ago, dwarves and gnomes made an agreement known as the Phandelver's Pact. Basically, they shared in a rich mine full of wondrous elements and metals and minerals known as the Wave Echo Cave. The mine also contained great magical power. Humans came and made pacts also with the dwarves and gnomes to channel and bind that energy into a great forge known as the Forge of Spells. Magic items could be crafted from this forge, and everything was good until it was felt upon by bands of orcs who raided and crushed and did this. This cave has been lost for hundreds of years, and this city has been abandoned only for the past 3 or 4 years. Has there even been a hint of trying to resurrect Phandalin into what was Phandelver? Gundren had found a map to Wave Echo Cave. That is what they were after. I'm sure of it.
We found an empty map case on the road by the dead horses.
Yes, is this his case?
Yes, that's the case that Gundren had.
Unfortunately, the map is already missing.
Well, then that means they have the map.
Okay. Looks like our work is cut out for us.
If we get to Phandalin, we also have a hope of finding his brothers. His 2 brothers. They also might be able to help us. I mean, look, I've known Gundren for a long time. We go way back, and I just want to see him. I could care less for this cave. I mean, yes, there's power there, and it had been seized long ago, and, from a virtuous perspective, there may be some other things at work here, but first and foremost, I care about my friend.
Of course. Rescuing Gundren should be our top priority.
We're gonna rescue Bamir first.
Yeah, rescue Premier from his words. Of course, rescuing Gundren should be our first priority, but we cannot forsake this map to this cave with great power to forces of evil either. So, I think we should try and do both.
Yeah,
you're
don't
right.
disagree,
We
but-
should head to Phandelver first.
Yeah, let's get to Phandalin, and
Phandalin, sorry.
hopefully, as I continue to rest and recuperate, I might remember more of what the goblins said in the cave. I heard them talk a great deal about a great many things in between slipping in and out of consciousness. There's an inn at Phandalin, and I know the innkeeper. Good chap. We should be fine to find some rooms.
In the Goblin Cave, there was another set of provisions that were marked with a shield that had a lion on it. Do you know who that sigil belongs to?
Oh, the lion. I do. That would be on 2. Sorry, my brain. It's not as good as it used to be. That is the sigil of
I'm rolling a medicine check on Nighttide.
Lion Shield Coster. They're a trading post that deals in weapons and arms in the city. If they have goods there, they're definitely going to want to know.
Lion Shield Coster?
Yes. There's a woman there, shrewd. Believe her name is Lenine. She runs a tidy shop, but she'll be glad to know that her goods are at least accounted for.
Okay. Well, it's very possible that those goblins may go back and inform whoever's at the castle. They said there was a name mentioned. I don't remember what it was.
Grohl. King
Grohl.
Grohl.
Yeah.
They spoke often of him. He is working with some other nefarious deeds, and again, I'm sorry, but my memory is still coming back to me. I think we should
It's
just get
okay.
to Phandalin.
Well, now that everybody's
Let's-
awake, we
yeah.
should be able to get back on the road.
I'm in agreement.
I'm also healed.
Let's go.
And the party packs up, and you head down on the road to Phandalin. And we will pick up on our adventurous journey next time.
Whoa.
Yay!
Yay!
Only one
You guys are
semi-death.
so excited. We survived
die,
our first
so-
session. Yes! And you kicked a boatload of ass. You cleared that cave way better than I could have ever imagined you. 3 or 4 of those are deadly encounters. That standoff in the Goblin Cave is so ridiculously amazing. I
I
still
was
can't
backing up,
believe your damn
because
skill checks.
I didn't want to die again.
Yeah, that was quite remarkable.
Yep.
It was intense.
Unreal.
Did not want to
I
have
just
that
knew
fight.
I had killed Leif when I backed up and exposed him. I was like, damn
I
it.
was like,
I
oh,
just knew he was done.
please minor illusion
don't pay
one more
attention to the
time.
man behind the orc. No.
Did Bamir ever? Did we ever like? Are we divvying the gold as we? or
Yeah,
like-
where's my gold, you
because
bard?
if that's
I mean, he doesn't intend. It doesn't seem like he intends to keep it all for himself. So if you ask about it while we're at the camp, he's more than happy to divvy it up.
I figured that we would have just brought it up and been like, "Hey, time to split things."
All right, hold on. And I need,
So,
for the first
it
time in
might-
a long time tonight, I need to bring up chat. Chat, I've missed you. I love you guys. Guys, there was so much amazing things that happened over the course of this evening. I saw raids. I think that was from Ruffles. Did I see a
Yeah.
raid?
Ruffles rated.
Mr.
Rough
Ruffles
raid.
It was a Ruffles raid. There were Arctic was
Wolf gifting subs.
gifting subs. People going crazy. I couldn't look at chat for fear of my own my own anxiety, but it was awesome. CJ, 4-month resub. Let's go. Sometimes you got to go crazy. You ain't been here the whole time? No, I haven't. Ginger Novels, thank you so much for the follow. Magooskadoo, I love it. Thank you so much for the follow. Mo, thanks for the resub. Ruffles, thanks for the raid. Thank you guys so much. Kitty, I see you lurking there, Kitty. Thank you so much for the follow over here on the Purple Place. Guys should go follow
So
Kitty.
question, I was gonna ask during one of the fights, would like, since I think 2 of us know how to speak Goblin, would I be able to ask one of them how to say something and use it in an intimidation?
I can absolutely teach you how to speak Goblin. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, speaking,
but like on the fly, not be fluent in it, but just know how to say something intimidating.
Yeah, I would say so. There's a lot of downtime, right? If you wanted to do something, or if you wanted to learn a couple phrases, I think that'd be okay. Like, you wouldn't be able to understand Goblin, but if you wanted to tell him, go F your mom or something, then you could probably learn how to say that, right? Like, I had a friend in high school who was Lebanese Armenian, and he taught me how to yell things that were completely benign that sounded very aggressive at people. And it was great. And I'll never forget them because they were just so absurd. And the thing that he taught me to say was baraduri akhyar, which is literally cucumbers and tomatoes, but said with enough conviction really makes it sound like you're insulting somebody.
I could see that.
It's great. So yeah, I'd certainly say that. But how do you guys feel? You guys cleared out the freaking Goblin Cave. Like,
it would feel pretty good about that.
GG's. I was really hoping that
Smart
you
place
would clear out the I was really hoping you guys would clear out the last little bit of it.
I liked how Clark, who I honestly thought was named Clark until we got to this point, he was easier than the 2 goblins that were imbued with the power of
Dude, hey,
they were so strong.
Hey, Magoulier ain't no bitch, man. He takes care of his people.
That Magoobles, man.
Magoobles.
Only he would have
I'm glad that we were able to bring her back at that moment, because Ashi was going to lose his shtick.
No, that was awesome. The heals from you guys tonight were insanity. So damn good. Killister, you like that? Falling off the bridge? I'm sitting here with my die, like, making these checks, and like I had not seen more amazing numbers than I did in those 2 goblins in Clark's cave. But yeah, that goblin falling off the ledge, I was like, well, I guess this is happening.
And I think if we would have got caught at that exit, I might have tried to take that opportunity to kind of call on those wolves.
Well,
if we could have
attempted.
If you had failed that, it would have been very bad.
Well, Cause and I do have Ice Knife, which that's a pretty damaging AoE to goblins.
Except I had to use my 2 spell slots to heal them.
Oh, that's right, you had to use 2 heals, not just 1.
Yeah. You guys were kind of running on empty there towards the end.
That's
so it would have hurt me because I was
one of the
in melee
reasons
most
why,
of the time.
That's one of the reasons why I was suggesting not to use spells and to take short rests, because if you take a short rest, you can spend your hit die to heal, and that we'll get more later. But if we spend hit dice to heal, then that kind of
you all
lets
had
do
a hit
something
dice
outside
to
of
use.
combat,
Right?
And that way you don't have to spend your spells to do things like that.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
And that would have been like an hour, so you could have taken that hour and tied up the oxen and put it on the cart and rested, kind of thing. It's not super strenuous, so that probably would have counted as that time.
Could we have taken a short rest in that cave safely, though? Do you think?
I was talking about before we went into the cave, like when we were tying up the ox.
So if you, here's the thing: I wasn't going to let you have a short rest in that cave, like a full hour, because a short rest is like an hour.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to let you have an hour of rest in that cave, mainly because don't want to say not because you guys have been doing so well, but because you guys were swiftly making your way through there. 6 goblins in that room, somebody's going to go. So as you guys were making your way out, I was actually making like that saving throw from the illusion, because Yamik's character is that of a treacherous bastard. So even though he's thoroughly convinced that he's been spoken to by his god, and it helped you in that moment, his nature is going to override that at some point, which is why you made it about almost out the cave before you started hearing footsteps of them starting to come after you. So I was making those checks as you guys were making movements and having discussions, as basically like turns. So yeah, he wasn't going to let you sit there.
I feel like
good
that
thing
we,
we
Die.
yeah, I feel like that we didn't give you a cookie cutter run of this module so far. We definitely went different.
Well, yeah, I again, it's the hardest part so far about being a DM is the knowing, right? Like, I know that's Gundren's in Sildar's horses, and you're all like, I can't say anything, and then you killed the damn goblin before you asked him if he knew who the horses belonged to. You're like, just kill him, and I was like, okay, great. You guys are asking questions, I'm answering, but yeah.
That's the fun part, right? Like,
Sure. Again, that's the fun part. That's why I was trying to give some hints, but it's interesting. It's different. It's different when you're the DM and you have the know. You guys did great. That was awesome. I thought for sure we were going to get to Phandalin today. But no, you guys. CJ, it is. I get it now. I understand.
Should we assume that the provision stuff was brought up? Should we edit the character sheets to show the splitting of the things, or did that not happen?
I think you need to probably talk to
That
me
not
about
happened
that.
yet.
Not happened yet. Okay.
He
Is that
would,
going to happen at the end?
yeah. He'd probably suggest that we
Probably.
just wait until we get to the end,
We get to the
All right.
perfect.
and then we can split everything up there.
Sweet.
I'm looking forward to some character development.
I did the math while waiting to how the split works. So.
DM, any XP for that encounter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I meant to ask about that.
Yes. So, probably, and I kind of wanted to end it. So, so for next time, you're going to level, because you all acquired basically 450 XP throughout that entire encounter.
Oh dang.
So are we gonna add that now?
You can add it now, and then the next time that whenever
You
we
said
do
450.
Yeah, 450. Whenever you guys get to Phandalin and you choose to rest or so again, then we'll go ahead and do the level up.
So you don't want to do it now before the next session?
I guess we could kind of retcon the level up. I guess
Well,
and say
we just took a long rest. So
you did.
yeah.
I know, that's what I mean. Like, I'm trying to yeah. I mean, sure. Let's just we'll say that it happened, and then we can maybe we can talk about the level up at dinner. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Sounds good, because I have no idea how that works
So,
whatsoever.
basically, you now have abilities. So if you look at your character class, so you're not going to have anything for your race specifically, but you'll have class. So you can look at your class sheet and see at level 2 what are any abilities that you might be able to take, or things that you're just given.
Yeah.
So-
So every level, it'll tell you what you need to do. Obviously, since we're going to be level 2, you have to, you can go back to the builder and add another level to your class or whatever.
Yes. And yeah, so you can go right into your character sheet and add that. But we'll talk about that offline. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this very much. I have to go and take the pup out, because he's probably hurting.
I am as well.
But thank you guys so much for being here. Again, we're going to be doing this on Saturdays, Same time, same place. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll be adding this to the YouTubes and all the good gobbledygook things. Boop a snoot for you. I do it every day. Every day. We're on that nose to nose boops, CJ. We do the things. Seriously, thank you guys for being here, all the players. Make sure you guys are following them in their respective things. If you look at their icon where they prefer to be, you're followed. Do the things, and we will see you guys next time.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.